Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. I quite frankly don't know what happened. I clicked go live and it didn't go live, or it turned off, or something happened. I don't know. Technical difficulties. But we are here. It is all about space tonight. It is Thursday night and I have a special episode for you. We're going to play a little bit of Kerbal. We're going to get off the ground, maybe we'll start a new campaign. But we're also going to learn about the Earth, the sun, the black hole in the center of our galaxy, and we're going to take a look at some nebulae in the universe. Really, really cool stuff. I'm really excited to bring it to you, but let's jump right in and get to it. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. What a fantastic day it's been. And we're just going to go regular career mode. We'll just start off just like this, and we'll see if we can't get our little brandly new established space station off the ground here. Here we are. Yep, thanks Gene, I got it, brother. He says, hey, you need to build something. Yeah, I know. We're starting with 25 grand. It's not a lot of money to start a rocket company. Alright, I appreciate it, brother. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and build one of those, and we'll put a little booster on it. So this is just the first mission, guys, where all you gotta do is kind of fly into the air. Hopefully you come back down and you don't die, you know? That's kind of the key. But, alright, so we'll want a parachute. So we can put a little guy in here. We'll at least parachute him down. What else do we have? We can put fins on it, but probably it's not going to go anywhere, you know? We can do one of these, maybe two of them, and get a little bit of science right off the bat. Yeah, I think so. Yep. And let's see what else we have available. So we are just starting out in the Kerbal world. We can do this, but I think it's just going to be a waste of money. So I say probably just shoot this guy right off into space. He's not going to go hard. But I think we'll call this the old beginnings. What's up, Iceman? How are you tonight, brother? Let's see. So we're going to try to start our space organization here on a good note. See if we can't. All right. So we're going to launch him, but first I think we're going to go to. I'm playing Sea of Thieves, but well, my tweet should be right. Why is it? Are you telling me? All right, hold on. Are you telling me I should go to my stream setup and make sure it's right? I thought I was streaming for like 45 minutes, and all of a sudden I look over and it says go live. I'm like, what is going on? So maybe it's been funky, I don't know. Yeah, I'm good, dude. Good. I've been, dude, busy putting this all together for today. So that's been keeping me busy. So pushing it hard, but tomorrow's a Friday and a rest day, so that'll be nice. Where do I wanna? Oh, stream manager. Is it still showing right now that I'm playing Sea of Thieves? It does. Wait, why? Let's go. Hugs for Heroes, and it shows Sea of Thieves. Fair enough. I did tell it to not go live and then go live again, like immediately, but it must have been already doing its thing. Let's see. See if that works. There we go. Looks like it made a change. Is that better? All right. Yes. So what are you doing tonight, brother? I don't understand why my phone just keeps powering down. Oh yeah. So what I want to do is I want to go to the Space Center real quick. I want to go to the mission control, see if we can get the couple missions that tell us to, hey, get a little bit of science or do this or do that. Get a little bit of cash while we're sitting out here on the launch bay. So it says gather scientific data from Kerbin, so we can get that right away. And yeah, we'll do that. We'll launch our first vehicle. Yeah, we'll do that. We're not going to do either of these yet because we're not going to make it. So that's fine. Let's go back to the launch pad. Somehow. There we go. Let's see. Go to the launch pad. There we go. Hanging out with friends. Oh, that's right. You were telling me that you were going to do some Xboxing tonight, right? With some buddies. That's cool. What are you guys gonna play? All right, so we're gonna get this science right. That's, yeah, we'll keep that. Yeah, that's the ticket. All right, we're gonna launch him. There he goes. Oh no! Oh, I forgot. Okay, well, we survived. Yeah, so the staging wasn't right, and so the parachute went off as soon as we launched. Fantastic. Fantastic. But yeah, I started a little bit late. I thought it went live at 7. And yeah, that happened. So I'm actually going to jump into the first segment on space here in probably like 10 minutes. Because I have 3 segments and then a 4th one with all pictures. So that'll be pretty cool. It'll be pretty fun. I'm excited to get through it. You know. Yeah, I don't know what happened though. I guarantee I hit the button. I sent all my Discord messages. I know I put in my stuff but maybe my text was too long and it gave me an error and I didn't notice it because it was a pretty long title, I guess. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I eclipsed the max, you know. I don't know. Doesn't surprise me. This shit happens, you know. I'm learning every day. Something weird happens to me every day doing this. So be it. All right, we'll recover the vessel. We can't do an EVA yet. Hi, sweetness. But we'll recover the vessel because we should get some science out of it. There we go. My puppy's wanting some love. Yeah, you're such a good girl. All right, so we got a little bit. 15. We got 22 total. We're kind of dumb still. Jebediah didn't get any. He didn't get any experience. So we need. Oh, we only need 5 to unlock the first 2. Yeah, we need both. Absolutely right there. Then we need 18. We only have 12 left. 18, 20, or 15. Still only have 12. So right now we can build basics. Yeah, we'll be good. Hidden figures? No, I haven't. Doesn't sound familiar to me. What's it about? Bear with me for a second. My dog decided to open my door. What are you doing? Go. What are you doing, girl? You're fine. Get your bone. Like, she goes outside for like literally 2 minutes, turns around and wants back in because it's too hot. And now she's sitting here begging because she wants to go outside. She probably sees a squirrel or something. Alright, so we unlocked... Seriously? You are such a dink. We unlocked these little fuel cells right here. Now forget, I think it's Alt. Yeah, there we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make us a rocket. Ooh, I don't think that one will fit. I don't think that'll fly. But we'll just go like that, something like that. That's fine. Let's take an engine, drop it down. Hidden figures, yeah. Alright. So, oh, we have okay, cool. So we can actually build this properly. Where we can use a separator, right? Because we don't want our guy to have to try to come down and land this big thing. We just want to crash it. We just want to do like we always do. Just make garbage. Just let it go, man. Let it go. Alright, so we need, I don't know if we have heat shield. Let's see. We have no thermal. So we're just going to be kind of SOL on this guy. Alright, there he goes. So hopefully it'll separate and he can go off and do his thing. And survive, you know? We'll give him a little bit of... We'll put a thermometer on here. Make sure we only have one. We only need one. And do we have any power? Nope. Communication? We probably need a communication, you know? We want to make sure this guy can talk to his buddies at home. There we go. This thing's probably gonna crash. We're probably gonna kill our Jebediah. Poor guy. He signed up for this brand new experimental program. Probably shouldn't have done it, dude. Alright. Oh, let's see. Yep. I think that's pretty square. Come on, back up. And my mouse is being stupid right now. Yeah. There we go. Alright. Okay, I think we're ready to launch it, dude. I think it's ready to go. We'll see. I don't know what's going on there. Stop. There we go. Look at that. Ugly. Let's see, where's the door? Make sure he can get out if he has to. Alright, so let's see if we can launch. Oh, wait, we need to go to the mission control. About the first man that got launched in space, focusing on people that were left out. Oh, really? I bet you some of those people were, yeah, I can imagine women were, unfortunately, not included in a lot of that stuff at the beginning. So, feel bad. Let's see, so let's send this, actually, let's review this, and let's just send this over to him real quick. There we go. We don't have any electrical charge. Well, that's good. So we'll just, I'm gonna recover it right away. And we'll just send it right back out. That'll work. Hope you guys out there in chat land are having a great Thursday. Pretty nice day. Can't wait for the weekend. Hex yeah. Alright. Launch our little guy here real quick. See if we can. Alright, so he's good. I think he's good to go. Yeah. But we gotta get some science or get a mission. I did see all the right stuff, and you know, obviously Apollo 13 and all of that good stuff, but I've not seen that. Dog's driving me nuts. Alright, so let's go here. Alright, escape the atmosphere. Maybe. We might do it. And then get into an orbit. Probably not going to happen, but possible. Let's see. We probably want that one because I think we're carrying it right now for the parachute. The decoupler. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can only have a couple. I can only have two. All right, that's fine. Because we're low tech right now. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to the launch pad and let's see if we can kill this. Try not to kill this guy. So we'll see what we can do. Get him up in the air. Get our program advanced a little bit, and then we'll jump right into the formation of the Earth, which is a really good story. Very good story. All right. I feel bad for Jeb here. I don't. You're risking your life, brother. Oh, maybe we should not do that again. What is going on with this staging? Yeah, we didn't even look at the staging. Silly. Okay, let's go. Let's go. All right, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. Got lots of fuel. This might be a nice, easy ride, right? Put your hands behind your head and just chill. Should be nice and easy. All the way into space. We'll get him into space, and then we'll jump in to a little bit of fun in the real world. Look at that moon in the background. Isn't that pretty? That's cool. I like it. I like it. All right. Like we're starting to. I'm supposed to slow down during this, but I don't think we're going fast enough for it to really hurt us. We kind of don't have any like stability or anything, so I kind of just have to send him straight up to some degree. I feel like if we do this, we're gonna he might die, but hey, YOLO, let's go. All right, let's see if we can do it. Let's see. Right, we don't have enough fuel, I don't think, but we should escape the atmosphere, which is one of our missions, right? Yeah, we just hit it. 70,000 right there. All right, and then 90, and we'll just wait for him to get there. I would normally speed him up to get up to the top here, and I'll do that. I don't have my handy dandy tool that you unlock. Get a little bit more science and more advanced. All right, so let's get us close. Let's see, he is gonna get out of the atmosphere though. That's a good sign. Better than my first couple of runs at this game. Alright, so we're pretty close. So right there, that new music told us that we actually got out of the atmosphere. And then what we want to do is we don't want to go all the way to the top, right? Because we want to be able to power through it. So let's try to point our rocket towards the edge of the earth like that, right? And then let's just go. Let's go. We might as well get a little bit of science while we're up here. Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it, and we'll get the temperature. There we go. I really wish we could do an EVA, but we can't. We haven't unlocked it. Oh, there's that. And that's it. That's our flight. We can't do anything else. We have no more fuel. But that's okay. That's really good for the beginnings of a brand new space program, right? We haven't killed anybody yet, so I suppose that's a fine accomplishment. All right, so let's get into the cockpit with our boy. Oh, what are you doing in here? Oh, isn't that cool? Poor guy, just sitting here. Yep, looking at the nav ball. That would be cool. All right, so our next step will be getting back into orbit, right? So we're gonna fall to 70,000. Gonna do a nice little stop for us. We're gonna do that right away. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to point our butt right to the ground. Change this so that we're pointed to the surface, not necessarily orbit. And we just want to keep ourselves like this. We're going pretty fast and we don't have a thermal shield, so could be dangerous. But I suppose we'll see what happens. Let's see, we got a little bit of energy. So actually what I think I want to do is do this. I think I want to send this. Hopefully we have, oh, we have 1.18 of energy left. Isn't that's tight. All right, and then we can get a little bit of extra science because it gives you it gives you science every time you do something different. Which in this case, we're entering the atmosphere. Last time we were, I think, down here in this section of the atmosphere. And so every little spot you go to will give you just a little bit, kind of a unique biome, you know? This poor guy, it's 1970. He's the first man into space for the Kerbals. They are making history. Making history. We got lots of science. We are in good shape. We're about to crash into the ocean. I love this game. This game is so fun, and the new one's coming out. I think it's not until 2021 now, but it's gonna be super cool. It's gonna be super cool. And Ice, people keep talking about Grounded. They were talking about it again, man. Joe and Burger were talking about it while they were playing today. Everybody wants to play the Honey, I Shrunk the Kid game. Alright, so we're in good shape, guys. Yeah. There we go. Come on, mouse. Being a dink. I forgot to go to Best Buy today and pick up my razor. Kind of upset. Didn't have time. Alright, let's get him down to the ground. I'm tired of waiting for your slow butt. There he goes. There he goes. It's weird that it highlights like that. Does it do that on the stream? Does it highlight like a box around the actual pod? Huh. That's strange. Look at that. Alright, let's get into the water, brother. There you go. He has survived. He made it back home twice now, guys. Look at us. Look at us. We're doing stuff and things. We can't do an EVA yet. And so we'll just go ahead and recover the craft. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, we got 76 science, guys. Oh, we have 76. We got 34. Looks like we earned it. That's fine. And we got some cash for that. Heck yeah. We're rich, man. $300,000 for our little space program. We are rich. All right, let's take a look at the science real quick because we need all this stuff. We have 76 with 20, 18. We can get it all, yeah? We should definitely get it all, I think, because we're going to need all this stuff. And more parachutes and stuff. Yeah, let's go. All right, we got 23 left. Doesn't look like, yeah, everything else is 45. So we're going to have to plan a big trip. We're going to have to plan, like, we got to get into orbit or something, you know? Or we go to one of our moons. We have 2 moons in this world. It's really cool. All right. Let's see. Let's see the map. I wonder. I don't think I can't go to the map like that. So take a look at what we are. Oh, thanks for. Oh, yeah. We just all these. Come on. So here we are. This is our little area right here. You can kind of see it. All right. That's us in the middle, and we have the moon, the Mun, and we have a second moon called Minmus, which is a little bit further outside, and it's kind of on a like an oblong angle. So, but that's our start, right? And then we can go further and further from there after we get better technologies. But thanks for hanging out, guys, today. As you guys are aware, today is all about space, and the first segment is coming up. We're going to do Earth's beginnings, and that's going to come up right after about a 2-minute break. My dog's been giving me a hard time, so I have to go give her some loving and let her outside, and I need to stretch. And as soon as we come back, we are going to jump into the first segment of All About Space, and we're going to learn how the Earth was actually formed. Thank you guys for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Give me 2 minutes, and I will be right back. See if we can do this correctly. Look at that. Getting better with the hotkeys, guys. Hello, guys. All right. We are back. We are back. We are going to do this. Let's see. Let's make sure that we got the right stuff going. There we go. All right. Turn the game off for a minute. At least the capture part of it. All right, guys. So we're going to jump into the first segment of this All About Space Day. And we're actually going to look at the beginning of Earth's journey. So Earth has been around for 4.5 billion years, based on all the scientific dating and everything else. But how does all this stuff start, right? How does Earth even begin to form? Well, everything starts off in a stellar nursery. So let's take a look at how our solar system actually started when we were very, very, very young. All right, so take a look at this, guys. Okay, so this right here is the Eagle Nebula. And let me turn the music down for Kerbal just a touch. It's kind of in my ear, you know? May not be too bad for you guys, but it's kind of bad for me. Actually, I'll just turn it down in my ear. If it's too bad for you guys, let me know, okay? Now, this is the Eagle Nebula, and nebula is essentially a nursery for stars. It is a stellar nursery. So all this is a big cloud of dust. That's all it is, big cloud of dust. And it's mainly, you know, almost kind of like the fluff that you would find, say, under your bed. So, and all it is just sitting there waiting, right? It's just kind of sitting there and just chilling. Let's see. Oh, that's not the Eagle Nebula. All right. Here, let's get this thing up. I'm struggling. It's a struggle bus today, guys. Okay. There we go. Let's do it like that. There we go. All right. I had 3 pictures for the Eagle Nebula. But here we go. Here's a different nebula right here. Okay, so this is another stellar nursery, right? This is called the Pillars of Creation. I believe it's within Orion, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. But one of the most well-known nebulas that's out there in the world, or in the universe, just because of its cool shape. Interesting fact about this nebula is there's actually a supernova that happened behind it that is moving towards the gas itself. And we'll learn what that means a little bit later. But we're about to see this thing light up like a Christmas tree. It's going to be pretty darn amazing. And so you can see another one. So here's the here's 2 different types of pictures, right, of the Eagle Nebula. Here's the visible picture, and then here's what you can see in infrared. Look at all those stars. All those stars. That's amazing, isn't it? But yeah, so it's just a stellar nursery. Kind of like we started out. We were just a big cloud of dust when we first started. There we go. There's the other piece of the stellar nursery right there. The Pillars of Creation. It's amazing. It's amazing something like this is out there. This stuff is really cool. But yeah, that's how we started. You know, so we were in this big ball of dust, and you're asking, you know, you'd say, well, you know, that's fine and dandy, but if we were in this big ball of dust, you know, what happened, right? What caused that ball of dust to change into anything other than just a ball of dust like we see here? Well, just like I mentioned before, any kind of energetic event out there in the world, in the universe. So a supernova, typically that's about it, right? Stars crashing into each other, causing big energetic events, and that cloud or that explosion permeates right through the universe. And if it permeates into one of these clouds, it will actually force that cloud to start coalescing. Right? That cloud will start coming together. And when a cloud like that comes together, it becomes very, very dense, right? And it heats up. Just like putting a bunch of people into a small room. It's going to get hot. Well, as soon as you create enough heat, boom, you have the spark of life, right? You have a star that's going to become, it's going to light up. And that's what happened to us. So some supernova, you know, before 4.5 billion years, blew up somewhere near our cloud, our nursery, and coalesced that cloud into what is our sun. That happened about 4.5 billion years ago. Now, we talked about how the dust becomes, you know, solid. But you might wonder, how do you even know that? Well, they actually did a study in Germany where they took this fluff, these pieces of dust, and they shot it up into the sky, and for 10 seconds had 0 gravity. And what they learned is that those small pieces of dust actually began to clump together. But we know they're not big enough for gravity yet. So what was it? Well, what they've determined is it's static electricity, right? The same reason why all that little dust and this, you know, all the cotton and crap that's floating around in our sky right now. But it's the same reason that stuff just sticks together, seems to come together, right? And that's exactly what this stuff does. So what you do is you have this cloud of dust that's circling around this newly formed star, and let's take a look at kind of what that would look like. So here we go. Here you go. This will give you a nice visual of kind of how it happens, or the beginnings of a nebula turning into a proto-solar system, right? A newly formed proto-solar system with one star in the center and just a lot of cloud, a lot of dust still just circling around it. But we know that dust can somehow clump together, but, dust is not rock, right? So how do we get from dust to rocks to a planet? And the answer is simply time, right? This dust is going to be floating around, and it's a little bit clumped together, but it's going to run into its neighbor every once in a while. And when it runs into its neighbor, it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually you get to the size of the asteroids that you may see like on science channels, science shows, right? The same asteroids you'll see in here. But you would probably ask me one more question and say, but you're talking about dust forming. How? These are rocks, how's that happening? Well, within that cloud that we just saw, there's a lot of friction, right? This stuff is running around the solar system, just tremendous speeds, and it's causing, it's rubbing up against its neighbors. And just like anything else, when two things rub up against each other, you create that static, you create electricity. So that's exactly what happens. So when electricity actually interacts with the dust particles that are floating around in our solar system, it becomes rock, becomes a solid. And all it takes is a couple of those solids to begin to attract, to begin to run into their neighbors. And all of a sudden now you have those asteroids like we were just looking at. So let's take another look at those asteroids. So these things are all just wild shapes, right? But they're not big enough to become planets. They're just tiny, super small, just kind of floating around in our asteroid belt. It's kind of chilling, And then you got some that are specific, right? So you got an asteroid like this, right? It's not even close to round though. Like you might be wondering, well, how does this thing become a planet? That's actually a great question. I'm glad I know the answer. But let's look at one more before I give you the answer. Unless you want to try to answer, Ice. What do you got? What's the answer, Ice? How does an oblong asteroid turn round? No? It's okay. I got the answer for you, brother. No worries. All right. So the way that these things actually become round is when they actually grow to a certain size. So when a asteroid gets several hundred miles across, it actually has enough gravity to where it will turn itself into the most efficient shape possible. The most efficient shape possible in the universe is a sphere, is a circle, right? So it'll take the large peaks on these asteroids and the small one. I mean, it'll crumble that rock all together, and essentially you'll end up with a very nice sphere. And that's kind of what happened with our Earth, right? So our Earth went through this same iteration, and it became eventually a very small sphere. From all these little asteroids and all that activity, it finally became a small sphere. That was still about 4.5 billion years ago. Didn't take too long for it to get to this point. But at this point in history, our Earth was smaller than the moon. So, not the same world that we are living in today, that is for sure. Well, what happened? Well, of course, let's see. I got it all on a piece of paper. So it's a lot of information, I'll tell you that. But yeah, so I mean, how did we get to being a proto-Earth, right? As we mentioned, several hundred miles across it, all of a sudden starts becoming a sphere, which is really cool. I think that's really neat. But that kind of explains why we have a lot of bodies. So in the first couple of millions of years during the formation of our solar system, we had thousands of these little guys. And they were all flying around the solar system, just orbiting the sun, crashing into each other. it was a very violent time in our solar system's history. Let me see. At the same time, as you can see from this, at the same time, right? This guy is the bright red, right? So there's asteroids continuously hitting these brand new bodies. So all of these things are actually molten bodies. So our Earth was really a lava pool, like a lava planet, for millions of years. One good thing about that is that actually is kind of the reason we're here. So what happens when you have an Earth or a planet that is all molten lava? Well, heavy objects sink, light objects rise. In this case, all the iron that was included in those rocks that formed the Earth actually sunk to the center. And all that rock that's lighter than that iron went to the crust. So that's why, number one, we have a magnetic field. And number two, why we have a rocky crust. And it was all through this process of just getting bombarded during the early creation of the solar system. That time frame when all these planets were flying around everywhere and crashing into each other, and you had the asteroids coming in, it's pretty appropriately named. It's actually named Titan Omakian. Probably Titan Omakian. And it legitimately means War of the Titans. That was 30 million. So that happened for quite a long time. But about 30 million years after that happened, we ended up with 5 planets in the inner solar system. You say 5, wait a minute. That math is off, right? We only got 4. Well, that's true. But there was a 5th planet that was rolling around. So we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and a planet called Theia. Now it's Theia, Theia. I don't know how they get the spelling for the pronunciation, but whatever. So it was Theia. And Theia was about the size of Mars. Well, the Earth had one final impact in its early history. And that was when it and Theia decided to come together. Now, the Earth was small, like I mentioned before, maybe the size of the moon. We were very lucky because it was a glancing blow. And so I'll show you kind of some of the renderings of what they, how they believe this happened, right? You see the Theia is coming in and hitting the early Earth just off center, and it just put a ton of material into the area. Now a lot of that material fell back to the Earth, right, and created the size Earth that we have today. But some of that material actually began to orbit that body, and that material came together. Some believe into 2 moons. But at the very least, that material finally came together and created our moon, which was the absolute key to everything for the Earth. Without the moon, we would not be here. There is no doubt about it. Let's take a moment. Let's take a look at the picture. Let me see what I have here. I want to make sure. Sorry, guys. We got 3 pictures of Theia. Okay. Oh, here you go. So here's another thought on, just another kind of rendering on how it became, right? So you had the proto-Earth and Theia, and come together into a giant impact, and what was left was what we have today, but there's no blue. We'll get to that. There was no blue. This is not that accurate. This was a desert planet. There was no water, and we had a little moon. Let's see. So here's another one you can see. So you can see kind of tells the story that I was kind of trying to explain. So it hit us on kind of a glancing blow. So Theia hits us on a glancing blow, blows off a bunch of material, right? That material comes back down, makes a bigger Earth that's all molten lava. So we're gonna have that same kind of process that we had before, where all the iron's gonna sink to the center and all the rock is gonna sit on the top. And then you had this little body right here, right? That decided he was gonna start forming as it was rotating around the Earth. And that became our moon. The moon is absolutely one of the most critical things. It's our most critical neighbor by far, because it did a couple of things. Number one, it tidally locked us and created seasons. It slowed down and stabilized our orbit. because there was some belief at that time, and actually coral records will show you this, because coral's really cool. You guys didn't know this. Coral actually dates, or coral maps time daily. You look at a tree's ring, it's every year, right? Coral actually has different lines for every day. And you can they can make out the year cycle and everything from that stuff. So it's pretty cool. But back then, they actually believed that the Earth had about a 420 day year, which means it was rotating, like once every 4 hours or something crazy. Well, that was way too fast for any life to survive. So the moon, when it came into existence, slowed us down and gave us essentially the 24-hour day that we have today, which as most of us know, we don't have enough hours in the day, but it's essential for life. That kind of consistency in the slow, a slower rotation, because the fast rotation made for very violent weather, which wouldn't have been very good for life. So that's kind of how our moon was born. But you're saying, we made a very good point, right? That there is no water. So how did the water come about? Well, about 3.8 billion years ago, 3.8 to 4.0 billion years, there was a period of time called the Late Heavy Bombardment. And you might say, well, what was that, right? So that was a very violent period of time where all the asteroids from the asteroid belt came into the center of our solar system and just hammered Earth. There's some scientists who believe that there is not a single inch of Earth that was not hit by a meteor during this period of time. You might say, well, why? Why would those asteroids even come? What would make them come down into the inner solar system? Two really big reasons: Jupiter and Saturn. So at this time, Jupiter and Saturn was super, super young, and they were in unstable orbits. Their orbits were actually synced up. So what happened was, every time Saturn would rotate around the sun, Jupiter would rotate twice. So for every one of Saturn's rotations, Jupiter would rotate twice. And they would meet at the same place on the same side of the solar system every time they passed. And that combination of those two bodies and the gravity that they had actually made instability, created instability across all the other planets. It forced asteroids into the center of the solar system, and actually a lot of the planets moved around. So Neptune was closer in before it became, where it's at today. Jupiter, I think I saw one picture of Jupiter, and it was like the second or third planet closest to the sun. So these guys were moving around a lot. And just because of the massive gravity of Jupiter and Saturn, they were pushing all that material right into the center of the solar system. So we got hammered by all of these asteroids. Oh, hey Nightbot. What are you doing? Oh, timed out somebody, huh? What happened? What's up, K-Red? Oh, yeah, you probably not a good thing to post things. It's all good though. What's going on, brother? Doing all about space tonight. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. But let's look. So let me show you why, or where all this water came from. Because there's a pretty good explanation for the whole idea of what can form where in our solar system. So here is a really good picture of the different locations. And now you guys may have heard the term Goldilocks, because that's the place where it's perfect for Earth-type planets, right? So inside of a solar system, there is a frost line, there's a warm section, and there's a cold section. Inside the warm section, you'll find all rocky bodies. Well, why? Well, because the heat of the sun will melt all the ice that's inside of that area. But outside of it, you have cold. It's very cold. And so you have the ability for ice and waters to actually form on the asteroids outside of that outside of that line. And so when Jupiter and Saturn were in this crazy dance, they were disrupting all of those icy asteroids and comets. And those things were just diving in towards the sun and just hammering the Earth. But that was one of the greatest things that could have ever happened for our Earth, right? Because without it, we wouldn't have had water. And so that's what gave us our world today, was amazingly violent events that could have easily destroyed us to a T. And actually, I'll show you. So this is what I was talking about when I said that some renderings showed how close in some of these planets were. So you can see that Saturn, right? Saturn, the 7th planet today. Well, at one point, it seemed to have moved, right? It was like closest, almost really close to the sun. It's like the 2nd planet. You know, same thing with Jupiter. Look. So Jupiter and Saturn did this dip and dive, right? In and out of the solar system. You got Neptune, you know, that decided it was going to go out here. I don't know what this is. Uranus, I guess. You know, that had to move out also, right? And as these guys are moving through the solar system, they're disrupting all of those asteroids and sending them into Earth and creating the body that we have today, which is an amazing feat, right? I mean, we don't have, you know, we haven't seen a lot of these out there in the world. We've looked. They've identified, you know, thousands of Earth-like planets, but there's always something a little different. You know, our moon is very unique. It's actually one of the biggest moons that we've observed in the universe. So, I mean, we could be alone, but probably not. I suppose it's up for interpretation. But look at this thing. Through asteroids, through planetary collisions, you know, getting bombarded over and over, becoming molten, getting its crust blown off by another. I mean, but here we are with our perfect Earth. So that is how Earth was created. I hope that was informative. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But we are going to jump back in to the game for a second. Or we can keep going. I don't care. I'll do it all night. Let us see. Let us see. All right. Here's our curve. Bear with me for 1 second, guys. Do this. Here. Want to turn that off? I want to turn that. There we go. It's like we've done this before, yeah? What pretty pictures, though. That's how our Earth was born. Very violent, very crazy, and very lucky, to be honest. You know, all the cards were stacked against us, but we made it. We made it. But really cool stuff. I really like science. Science is really fun. All right, we need more science. What a great segue. All right. So we know this thing doesn't make it to space, don't we? Yes, we do. But we got some new stuff. Let's see what we got. We got a new engine. All right. Good to know. So we got a little bit more powerful engine. That's good. We'll use it. All right. Let's see what else we have. So, okay. Good. So now we can put some boosters on this thing. I don't know if we really want to, but I know we need to, right? We need to put boosters on it because we didn't get to space before. Or we didn't get out of the atmosphere, I should say. We got to space. We just didn't make it very. And this time we have a thermal couple. So we'll use that so that when he's coming back in down to Kerbin, he doesn't die. He doesn't blow up and burn up, you know. Hope everybody's having a great night. Fantastic day. Pretty excited. Alright. So, we put our thermals on. We don't have... no. Okay, so we got a new piece of science, so we definitely want to... We want to put him on there. And we'll spread him out so the weight doesn't become a problem. I think this is fine the way it is. I think we should put a rocket booster on this thing. There we go. Look at this guy. I don't know. I think we might die. This might be too much for our Kerbals. It might be too much, guys. Let's see. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to even it up there a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. I like it. Alright, let's put a top on it. Let's see if we have a top. Where's the aerodynamics? There it is. There we go. Alright. Okay, it looks like it's about balanced in the center. It should be fine. Let's make sure that we don't do the same thing we did before. Screw up the staging. And it looks like we're good. I don't know if this will get to space. I hope it does. But I suppose, you know, it's kind of like a YOLO moment, right? We'll just give it a shot. Sound good? What should we call this one? The ugly. Looks like an ugly candy cane. Or it's a prisoner. We'll call it the prisoner. There we go. Alright, let's see if this thing flies. Let's see if we can't, unable to launch. Has too many parts. Oh, really? Well, here. How about you? We'll save you. We have to go upgrade our launch pad. Oh, whoops. Try to do it correctly, yeah. There we go. So 50 grand, we can upgrade our launch pad. Perfect. 225 grand. We don't really have all that money. How much is our rocket costing us? I don't want to, you know, bankrupt us before we launch this thing. This thing's 13 grand. We need 13 grand. Let's see. Okay, so it's definitely the hab that needs. All right. So what we'll do is this. We'll start him off a little slower. We'll give him a little rocket booster. That might not fix the problem though, right? Because it's all about parts. How many parts do we have right now? Here, let's see. 29 right at the moment. So if we do this, but we don't... Okay, that's what we'll do. Alright, we'll put this back on, but we're just not going to put the top on. It's not going to be very aerodynamic. But, well, it'll be under 30, or it'll be at 30 parts, and then we'll just fire it off. See if we can't get old Jeb. You know, a little bit of history. Alright, let's drop it down a little bit. It's kind of bugging me. There we go. We'll make sure like that. Yeah, okay, a little bit more maybe. There we go. Alright. Okay. So it's 30 parts. Unfortunately, we can't put any more parts. We could reduce the amount of science so that we could put those on there, but not a big deal. Let's go. Alright. Well, we will save the prisoner and let's launch him. I don't know how well this thing's gonna go up in the air, guys. Yeah, you know, it is a problem. Not having those nose cones. But maybe it'll power through. I mean, it's like, you know, 1970. It'll be alright. It'll be just fine. Maybe. We'll see. Wow. Alright, let's see. Come on. Wow, that's just horrible. Okay. So... Oh. Okay, so we haven't even done our main engine yet. Cool. Actually good. Alright, we're just gonna fly right through the highest pressure. Hopefully we don't start flipping right here. Yikes. Yikes. We are not very aerodynamic. What? Get out of here. There we go. Alright. Come on, turn. Oh, we don't have much stability. This poor thing. Feel sorry for Jeb. Alright. Oh! Let's see. Alright, let's see what he's doing. Still popping back up towards the top there. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've wasted a lot of energy. Look at that. Look at that stupid orbit. That is dumb. We should have been should have been a lot flatter. That was, yeah, that's not good. Not very efficient right there. Yeah. Not very efficient. Oh well. That's okay. I think Jeb's gonna be the first Kerbal in space. I want to speed him up. We want to get him up towards the top. So let's speed him up. We got a long ways to go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, there we go. Alright. And then let's get him pointed to the 90-degree. So we just want him going straight east. And we'll go like that. And then let's fire it up. Let's see if we can get him into space. I think we can. I think we can do it, guys. This is huge. This is huge for our Kerbals. Small step for a Kerbal. It's actually a huge step for a Kerbal because they're tiny. Alright, let's get him closer. I want to get some weird angle. Let's waste all of our energy. Alright, so let's get as close. There we go. Perfect. Get right there next to it. And then boom. Fire it up. Fire it up, brother. Let's go. Let's go. We can go down a little bit. It's fine. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Get there. Get to space. Get to space. Oh, gosh. We did it. We did it. Problem, though. We might not have enough fuel to slow ourselves down and get back home. So we might be stuck here. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know how much fuel we have. Let's see how much fuel we have. Ooh, three units. I don't think we're making it. I think old Jeb is going to be kind of stuck here for a minute until we can send a rescue. What is going on? I don't understand. There we go. I don't understand what's going on with my phone tonight, guys. Chat's not being very stable today. It's just been weird. Been weird. Alright, so let's see what we've accomplished. World's first milestones. Look at this. Broken the speed record. Alright, alright. We launched our first, so that was before. We broke another speed record. We broke an altitude record. Okay. Performed the first one of our experiments at home. Yeah, we did that. Oh, whoops. Try not to. I'm spinning. We broke a bunch of land speed records. That's cool. And altitude, land distance. We splashed into the ocean that first time. And we've entered orbit. That's cool. Good, good. Let's see what else we did. Go throw that one out. Launch our first vehicle. Launch our first vehicle. Gather data. Okay. We want to gather more data right now. Even though he's kind of SOL. Sorry, Jeb. You look like you're having a good time, but we haven't told you the bad news yet. Well, that's the bad news. Well, it's good we were going backwards, though. I still don't actually. Yeah. Yeah. This poor schlub is stuck. He gone. Let's see. Yeah, we're out of here. That's fine. That's okay. But he's having a good time. That's all you can ask, right? Oh, you're not getting a whole lot of science out of that now, are you? Let's see. Let's see what the barometric pressure is. Getting 12 out of that. It's not bad. We'll take that home. Not getting a lot out of that either. Oh, that's why we're got too much crap on this. I didn't know this thing doubled. Don't need two of them. Dumb. Well, there we are. There's Jeb. He's stuck. Poor guy. You guys can go bring him home. I don't care. He'll survive. Alright. So let's see. What time is it? Ooh. So it's coming up on 9 o'clock. We got 2 segments left and then a big one. Yeah. So we got our guy into space, didn't we? Yeah, we did. And so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into our second segment of the night. And that is going to be our sun. It's actually important that we understand how our sun reacts, what it does, what its actual function is. And it's actually really cool when you think about it. So we're going to jump into that. That's actually fairly short, but we need to talk about that before we can even look at our galaxy in general. So we're going to take 2. We're going to go, stretch a little bit, and I'll be right back. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for stopping by today. See if we can hit the right button. There we go. Whoa. When the universe was created, sorry guys. All the it's going to be the simplest of elements, right? So you guys have seen the periodic table. We all remember this from elementary school. But when a star first lights up into existence, its main body of fuel is hydrogen, right? And it will burn hydrogen for billions of years. But one of the coolest things about a star is that they actually make all of the base elements that we use and need today. right? They actually, hydrogen and helium were kind of the first couple of elements that are even in existence after the Big Bang, based on the theories. And there was nothing else. There wasn't any oxygen. There wasn't carbon. There certainly wasn't iron or nickel. So how did those things come to be? And that's a great question. How did they come to be? Well, let's take a look at the life of a star, and let's just see kind of what happens when it goes into existence. Here we go. Let me maybe I'll help you with this. There we go. Sorry guys, been a day. So the cool thing about a star is it's actually a big furnace, right? It actually churns and makes different elements. And why is that important? Well, it's important because we know that all of the elements that stars have created, including iron, float around the universe. So where'd they come from? Probably stars exploding, right? But I just wanted to show this as a life cycle for an actual star. So similar to our sun, this one's a little bit smaller than our sun, but you'll see that it takes about 7 billion years for a star to burn all of its hydrogen into helium, right? And that's an active type of activity. Easy for me to say. That's a plus on the energy meter, right? So the energy that it takes to burn the hydrogen is completely replenished plus some when making helium. So that process just continues and churns as it goes. Helium will actually become, start fusing together and will make carbon. And that process takes about 7 million years. So significantly less time than it takes to convert from hydrogen to helium, 7 billion, right? To all the way to carbon, which is about 7 million. And then the crazy stuff starts happening. When it gets into carbon and it starts fusing it into neon and I think maybe not neon, but what do we have? I got it right here. Yeah. Carbon, yeah. So neon, it goes into neon and then magnesium, and then it'll become oxygen. That process only takes about 600 years. And then when it gets to oxygen and it turns it into silicon, that only takes about 6 months. And when it starts to fuse silicon into iron, that process takes about 1 day. After that day is up, that star's dead. That star is gonna do something crazy. It's gonna explode. So why does this happen? Why does this happen within a star? Well, we talked about these being kind of positives, right? That hydrogen actually uses less energy essentially to create helium that helium gives off. So it's a plus. So you have good energy creating good energy. Well, as soon as you get all the way into iron, what happens is the iron actually takes more energy for it to create the next element, which in this case, nickels, the nickels and the cobalts and stuff like that. It takes more energy than those elements providing fuel. So at that point, you're running a deficit, and stars don't run deficits very well. And so as soon as the star runs a deficit, it's about, a very short period of time later, there's no energy to hold that star up, and the gravitation is just going to crush it. And that's where you get supernovas. So let's look at the end result, and I'll actually show you what fusion, the fusion scenario is as well. Oh, I guess I don't have it. Okay. Here, let's look at the evolution. Oh, we'll look at that in a second. The evolution of a star is pretty cool, but here's what a supernova. Oh, here we go. This is actually a good one for our sun. We'll talk about that in a second. But here's a supernova, and this is actually a really cool video. So that's kind of what happens, right? That's what we'll see in the universe. When a star gets to that point where all they have left in their core is iron, and the process stops. And, a supernova can actually outshine all the stars in the galaxy for a brief moment. So really, really cool stuff. But understanding where the supernova comes from is kind of key for us to actually move forward and understand our galaxy. So I want you guys to understand it just a little bit. Now, in regards to our sun, right? Well, what's going on with our sun? Because that's the one closest to us. That's probably the one that matters. Well, let's take a look at what our sun's life looks like. So our sun's about 4.5 billion years old right now. It's about the center of its hydrogen cycle. Okay? By the time another 4.5 billion years rolls by, it's going to become a red giant. So it's going to actually expand to the point where, well, life on Earth is not going to be very pleasant, put it that way. But that'll be the point where it starts to burn its helium. And you can see it doesn't take much time afterwards, only a couple billion years later. And that star is a white dwarf. Now, why does our sun become a white dwarf versus, say, another star becoming a supernova or becoming a black hole, or even a neutron star? Size. It's all about size. The bigger the star, the more energy it has when it collapses. Super big stars become black holes. Small stars pretty much just kind of dwindle out, right? The energy's gone, so they just kind of fizzle out, and that's what they are. Unfortunately for our star, we're not going to get a great explosion. The expectation is in about 7 billion years, this is what will be in our sky. It'll be a white dwarf after it's blown off all of its excess crap and made its little conversion, almost like a moth becoming a butterfly, right? Just goes through a cycle of change. In about 7 billion years, when we look up at the sky on the Earth, it doesn't exist anymore because all of our atmosphere has been burned off or destroyed by massive solar winds due to this thing dying, essentially. This is what's going to be in the center of our solar system. All right. And I have one more. So I want to, you guys, oh, here we go. Here we go. I don't know if I showed this one, but this is actually a good way to talk about or to see how the elements change inside of a star. So you can see it's all hydrogen, right? And then as it burns, right, and all these atoms are just hammering into each other, they actually begin to fuse into helium. And then you'll see some carbon. And then some oxygen, right? Magnesium and silicon. And this is the spot where it dies. Right? As soon as iron begins, it is a negative. Doesn't work anymore. This furnace shuts off. So that's a really nice way to see kind of how the gases and the fuel inside of our star will burn itself off and change as it goes through the ages into essentially its death. One day, be standing on my porch watching our sun go supernova about 6 billion years from now. That'll be let's see. So here's what the expectation is for its growth. So you can see that our sun right now, it's nice and it's sitting in the center where it should be, right? Well, this is us, right? Where are we at? We're right here. Well, when it grows to that big, there goes our atmosphere. There goes life on Earth completely. We're done. There's no coming back from the red giant phase of our sun, guys. So if you're hanging out 4.5 billion years from now, get some really strong sunscreen. It's going to be a hot day. But yeah, that's essentially how a star works. It's really interesting because we are going to look at the next thing. So let's look at the evolution of stars to finish up this segment so that you can kind of get an idea of the different directions that a star can take. So we talked about it, right? We talked about the fact that it's all about size. So a small star will become a red giant, but when it goes supernova, it'll just fizzle out. It doesn't have enough energy to have that amazing explosion like a supernova or like other big stars, and essentially it'll just kind of cool off and become a white dwarf. But a large star, on the other hand, becomes like a red supergiant, right? it goes into a huge supernova. The small ones can actually become stellar nurseries, which is interesting. But it'll go into a huge supernova, and then it can do one of two things, right? It can become a neutron star, or it can become a black hole. That's the common theories on how stars actually go through their life cycle. But this is important because we want to understand how we get to be in the black hole, because that's what we're going to talk about next. So I hope you guys found that to be a little bit interesting. But let us jump back into the game and see if we can't, I guess, save our buddy. I feel bad that we've already stranded a poor Kerbal out in space. I mean, he made it to space. He's got his name on a plaque, right? But man, we're gonna have to go catch him. We're gonna have to go save his butt. So let's go back here and let's go save him. Let's go see what we can do to save him. That rocket didn't work well. All kinds of design problems. So we'll try. So first thing we need to solve or fix is this. This is being duplicated right now. I don't want it duplicated. But what we want is we only want one set of science. We'll do this one. There we go. We just want one. Thanks, game. There we go. That should give us enough parts to where we can actually, make this look normal. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw that on there. Oops. Oh, it's not going to duplicate it for me. Oh, that's fine. There we go. Okay. So if we don't take the really horrible directions and trajectory that we took last time, we should be able to get into space and maybe save our guy. I don't know. What we're gonna need though is we don't need this necessarily. We are gonna need. I gotta think about how do we want to do this, guys. Do we want to just, we could take this thing up empty, and yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think what we'll do is, oh well, that's interesting. Okay. I think we'll take it. Let's see. So do we have any robotics yet? We don't. We don't. So we need a human. Well, that's not any good. We can't take two humans up and just in a vehicle that only fits one guy. That ain't gonna be good. Crew capacity. Feel bad for him, but I think old Jeb is he's stuck. I don't think he's gonna make it. Let's see who we have left. Alright, we're gonna need to hire somebody since we left that guy in space. Yikes. Yikes. Not very good of our program, leaving people in space, I can tell you that. I don't think they're happy with us. Alright, let's see who's available. Let's see here. So we need a pilot. This Jomond looks like a good pretty, nice pilot. Here, they're really dumb, but they're really brave. Might be better the other way around. Maybe so he's got a little bit of courage and he's not very stupid. But I like her. She'll be fine. She doesn't have to be the smartest, and she'll be fine. She doesn't have to be the sharpest stick. Whatever analogy worked for me too. Thanks for stopping by today, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a great day. Had a great Thursday. Everything's going smooth for you guys. Alright, so what do we do? So we can just send him into space. We can send a different pilot. We definitely need to get some science going. Alright, so let's do that. Let's grab a pilot. And maybe we can get two of them stuck. Oh, Valentina's here. Oh, we didn't even need to hire that pilot. That's fine. Valentina's here. She's a superstar. If you guys don't know Valentina, it's amazing. Alright. Yeah. And I know this thing's gonna run out of fuel pretty quickly. But always fun shooting rockets off. What a cool. I love space. Alright, so let's see what's what. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, I don't think we need to. It's true. So it's just going to use the booster. Perfect. Yep, and we're just going to ride this booster all the way. We're riding on a rocket, guys. We're Rocket Man. Alright, so I'm going to try to curve it, you know, turn him a little bit. But this booster's not really that keen on turning. That's okay. We'll let the booster kind of fizzle out. All right. We got okay, so we got good speed. Let's turn us. Maybe we won't go so ridiculous like we did last time. Okay, this thing doesn't turn very well. This is low technology, guys. Low technology. Don't have any technology right now. Here we go. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's see where we're at in space. Uh-oh. Oh, there we are. That's actually kind of perfect. What do we do? Run out of gas? No? Alright. Guess we're in good shape. There we go. We're actually in a, I mean, it's not very efficient, but we've gotten off the ground. That's a good thing. Alright, so let's speed him up a little bit. Get him closer to his place where he's gonna take off from. Appalachia. Hey Aria, how you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, cleaning is no fun. I need to do a lot of cleaning. I'm super lazy about it. Oh, we went too far. Hold on, come on back. I wasn't paying attention to the controls. All right, so let's yep, right here, and then let's hammer that gas. Let's see if we can't get ourselves into an orbit real quick. Yep, we just finished the second segment, Arya. So we learned about the Earth's formation, and then we learned about how the sun actually creates elements, which was pretty fun. We'll do a quick recap before we do the final segment. Actually, it's not the final segment, but before we do our our galaxy. So we'll do a little bit of that. I'll give you a little bit of an update or a recap, I guess, at that moment. But in the meantime, we're going to see if we can't. We've already stranded a guy into space, so that's good of me. You know, we're a very good space organization apparently. Yeah. Everybody loves us. Now, he's just floating around. He was the first guy ever to make it into space, so I mean, he has his name on a plaque, you know. But you know, there is that part about him kind of being stuck in space. All right, so now that we've done that, I kind of want to see if we can. And we don't have all of our science or our technology, so it's not going to tell us exactly where we should go to meet with the moon. But we're going to try it, and we're just going to take a guess, and we're just going to kind of get ourselves right here, this general area, and we're just going to fire that round. Oh, we don't really have a lot. Yeah, we can't do. We don't have enough, fortunately. But what we can do is we can get some science. Let's do that real quick. Get some science while we're out here. I don't know if it's going to give us anything good, though. Yeah, it's not really. Kind of used up this area when it comes to science. Oh, there's a little bit more on the barometer, though. That's good. There we go. Not bad. We get a little bit. That's not too bad. Not too bad. All right, but at least this person can come home, you know? I'm saying. Our poor guy. Our poor Jeb is just hanging out in space. That poor. I mean, we could just crash him, you know, and show up later. Like he was just on vacation. Alright. So I'm going to fire the rockets backwards. There we go. And we are going to, yep, dip our orbit into the ground. Perfect. We're gonna come in at night, guys. This is gonna be a hell of a night. Hell of a landing. Should be fun. Alright, let's do it. And then we'll do that. Alright, so let's speed up some time, guys. Let's get ourselves back home. At least this person can come home. Very nice. Very happy for them. Okay. There you go. Alright, so you need to point yourself towards, yep, that's it. That's it right there. Good, good. Okay. Alright. So let's put the camera in free mode. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Hey, there's the galaxy. Look at that. There's Kerbal's galaxy right there. You can tell. It's their galaxy. And I'm betting that they're... yeah, I'm betting that their black hole is somewhere right in here. All that light. That's cool. Really pretty game. Alright, let's fire it up. Use all this fuel. Get this guy home. You're tired of waiting around, you know? Alright, there we go. He's on his own. So, good luck, brother. Alright. So we are in approach. I don't think I want to do that. I think we're going to wait till we splash down, hopefully. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so let's speed this up. Let's get through the fire phase. We should be hitting this with pretty good. There we go. Nice energy coming off our little capsule. Ooh. I'd ride it. That'd be fun. Alright, let's get some speed going. Let's fast forward. Hopefully he doesn't die in the meantime. There we go. So it looks like we've come through. Alright, beautiful. So, oh, we can't turn us? Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're just waiting for our speed to slow down enough for the parachute to work. There we go, we got the parachute working. And then we are going to jettison our heat shield. It's just going to stick to us for now, but there you go. Done. Oh, there we go. Okay, and that should do it. As long as we don't crash into the ground, which is possible. Alright, let's do 34. I'm just adjusting the parachute. Comes up a little bit earlier. Alright, let's get him to the ground. 6,000 feet, meters, 5,000, 4,000. Come on. There we go. I just didn't want him to crash. No sense crashing, you know? 917. Oh. Are we at, oh, I thought we were on the ground. Okay, so let's see. I wonder if this is better than on the ground. Man, it's probably the ground's gonna be way better. See how much energy we have. We definitely need. Oh, we're out of battery. Remember to send it. Okay, let's get us down to the ground. Come on. Meanwhile, back on the ground. Well, Valentina's taking her sweet time getting to the ground. I don't blame her though. This is my first trip out to space. I wouldn't want to come home early either. Like, you only let me go for 5 hours. I know. Alright, so let's see if we can get... There we go. Get some science from that area. Perfect. I wonder if we can EVA. No, we can't. That's okay. Alright, so let's recover the vehicle. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, look at that. We got a little bit of science here, guys. Cool. 201, a little bit of money. We up. Alright, Valentina got her level up. She's a baller now. Alright, so we can do advanced rocketry. So what's this give us? Some more engines. Looks like another fuel tank. Okay, that might be okay. General construction. So we could take a passenger vehicle. Some struts. We definitely need struts. Let's hope. We could get into building some airplanes. Might not be a bad idea. I mean, I don't do a lot of the airplane stuff, but people buy flights, you know? And then we can do the batteries. We need the batteries. Bad. A high gain antenna. That might be the way to go, but it would be nice to have a little bit of power, you know? So I think that would be the best bet. Then we can build an actual powered capsule. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I don't know if it matters so early in the game. All right. Oh, let's go back. Let's go see what missions we. I think that would be a good thing. That's our ugly ship right there, called the Prisoner because it's striped. All right, what we got here? Focus survey. Don't care about the survey. Test that thing. Don't care about that either. What's active? Anything? No. Okay, we did everything so far. So we can explore the moon or the mud. Okay. Test the heat shield in flight. Well, we're going to use that one, so I'll use it. Test the decoupler at the launch site. Like, why would I decouple anything at the launch site? But suppose we could just do it to get the science, but what's it even give us? It only gives us 1 science. And only 4 grand. Like a waste. Waste of building a rocket to do that. There, brother. I don't know if I want to do that, partner. Ferry 2 tourists. Okay. But we got our 1. Or we know we got the heat shield that we'll be able to test. Be able to test that when we come down next time. Alright, so let's see what we can build. Let's see if we can put enough fuel into this rocket and get Valentina to be the first astronaut lady in Kerbal history to fly by the moon. I think she'll be very pleased. Alright, so we still only have 30 parts. Yep, that's a thing. Oh, we are right. Well, where's my power? Oh, we don't have any power? Oh yeah, we don't have any power. Yeah, I'm getting all kinds. Alright. But we want to send her far enough. Yep. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna YOLO this. No worries. We're gonna just put a bunch of fuel. See if we can't make it go somewhere, you know? Alright, so let's see if we can do that. Well, we need, yeah. Alright, let's get a coupler. There we go. We need that first. We always want to use our, whoops. We want to use our heat shield, right? That's important. And then we got that new engine. No, we don't. Sorry guys, getting crazy notifications popped up on my screen. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Oh, this is becoming too many parts, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh, but you know what we can do, guys? Okay, we got solutions, guys. No problem. We got solutions. Let's take that off. Let's take our fins off. Take the engine off. Let's go like this. Let's just delete that completely. And then let's just grab these big ones. Alright, so instead of 3 parts, now we just do like that, right? And now instead of like what, 12 total parts, now we only have 4. Wow, that drops us down to 16, guys. Dude, that's key. That's super. That's good. Alright, well, we're gonna make this stupid. But let's make it dumb. Real dumb. We're gonna make it real dumb. Yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna do. Alright. I don't know. Let's go. Okay. So there's that. I know. Alright, so let's get him up there. Okay. Alright, so now we have this, right? But we need to attach it from the actual. We'll put it like there. This will be a real nasty looking thing. Alright. It's the nicest rocket you guys have ever seen. Don't be jealous. This thing's so ugly. Alright, and then we'll do 4. That one. 4, buddy. There we go. Put our fins on. Alright, well, I feel bad for Valentina because I don't know how this is going to work out for her. Hopefully it works out okay, but I don't know if I'd want to ride this crazy. Alright, let's see what else we can add. Maybe help her out. We already got our heat shields. We already got like yeah, we already got an antenna. We got all of our science. Yep. That's really all we can take. So we're just gonna see if this ugly thing can make it. I don't know what we'll call this. Call this the tall prisoner, I guess. It's not really a prisoner anymore, but sounds good. Sounds good. Alright, let's see. Let's see if this thing works. I really feel bad for Valentina. She's like my favorite Kerbal though, so we gotta keep her alive. We gotta do well for her. She's important to our program. Alright. What? It just falls over. What? Come on. Why am I getting all these notifications? Yeah, let's fix that problem. That is silly. That is silly. Just falls over. Alright. Well, what we want to do is we want to use our move tool. Alright? And then we just want to drop them down. So I want this whole thing to be sitting on the booster. And not, you know, just on that point. I think that's what happened a second ago. Oh, we never checked these though. Let's make sure that our rockets are working, that our staging is correct. What? Come here, phone. So we want, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That can't there. So we need that one there, right? So that we can put these engines together if we wanted. There, and then this thing's just gonna, oh my gosh. I feel so bad for her. Okay, so we need that underneath the engine. Alright, so we need it to release, and then the engine to fire up. And we need that to release, and he gets his parachutes. She gets her parachutes. Alright. This is ugly. Huge. Yeah. I'm not even gonna say what it looks like. It's ugly. Just ugly. Still the tall prisoner, but let's see if it even let's see if it'll even fly. I don't even know if this thing will fly. Probably just fall down again. If I was Valentina, I'd be like, I think I'm gonna opt out of this this one. Look at this thing just oh man. It's just rocking. Thing's super long too. Alright, I mean we'll find out. We'll find out real quick if Valentina can survive. Oh gosh. Something's going wrong. Something's going wrong. Come on, Valentina, you can do it. Why? What? No. Oh, she's gonna die. I don't think it's supposed to go up on an angle like this. Maybe. Did we just somehow create the perfect rocket that'll actually fire itself perfectly into orbit? We somehow do that? I feel like we might have. I don't know how this is working out so well. This is the ugliest rocket ever. Oh, what is that? Oh, we going on some crazy angle. Oh, it's just shooting us north. Okay, I guess. All right, we'll just keep going. No. Our big rocket. Alright, so let's see. So this thing kind of goes off perfectly, other than it's going north instead of east. Not good. Let's see. We're at 48, 50,000. Okay. All we gotta do is get to 70. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Let me see. So it's 9:30. Okay, cool. So we'll see what we can do with Valentina. See if we can get her home on this crazy phallic looking rocket that we got going on here. And then we will jump in to a little discussion about the galaxy and my favorite star in the universe, which is Sagittarius A star, if you know what that is. Little hint, it's our black hole. Very cool. All right, so that's poor Jeb right there. He's a prisoner in the prisoner. Yep. Yeah, you a prisoner, brother. We're not getting him home anytime soon. Unfortunately, we don't have robots yet. Oh. Let's not go past it. Okay, perfect. Now, well, we just spun. Why did we spin? Oh, maybe because I'm hitting the wrong button. Okay, so let's get us down to the apoapsis. And let's keep our... I guess we're going over the poles today, guys. About this. This was not in the mission briefing. We were not supposed to be going. We can't do that. Come on. Come on. We really need RCS. Oh, we're kind of screwed here. I think we're gonna crash. Let's see. We're gonna have to waste a lot of energy to raise ourselves. Okay, let's go. There we go. All right, we need to raise this. We need to raise this. We need this thing to get over here. But we don't want to go crashing. So yeah. Okay, so it's coming up a little bit. See right there. It's coming up. So we just need to pass the line there. We are at 85,000 meters. We're okay. As long as we don't hit 70, we're good. But we need this. We need this to get closer. So let's okay, 83,000. We're fine. We're fine. No problem. Yeah, we're actually in good shape. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, it looks like we're in good shape. Look at that. 82. So it looks like our apoapsis is actually meeting us now. And then, so we should see the symbol on the other side of the planet here in a second. There it is. And we're at 10,000. We'll wait till we get up here, though. I want to kind of create a circle. Perfect circle. Okay, we'll keep here. Let's go a little bit further, and let us meow. All right, so we're right there. All right, so let's. Oh, we got this. Okay, cool. So we can actually just shoot some. It'll automatically go to the spot. Okay, so let's see. So we're only 10,000 meters. That's death, right? We need to raise. All right, so let's go ahead and start raising. Yep, 20,000, 30,000, 50, 60, 70. All right, so we're in orbit. She did it. She survived. Look at this. Yep, that's what we're riding. That is what we're riding. Okay, that's let's see if we can get some science. No science at all? Huh? Oh, because we've gotten it all. Well, we need to get over the pole, I guess. Alright, let's get over the pole. I wish you could do an EVA right. I actually might be able to. Probably should go back to the Space Center. And, oh, we need to do the crew report. Oh, yeah, I can forget. And observe. So let's see. Nope, nothing over the pole. Log. Nope, nothing over the pole. Okay. But we really want to do EVAs, right? Let's go back to the Space Center and let's see if we can. buy the upgrade, the astronaut set. That upgrade will give us the ability to do an EVA. She'll get a little bit more science being over the pole. We can catch her before she. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to go to the space plane hangar. But we'll catch her before she clears the North Pole there, and hopefully we'll be able to get her some science. Oh, there we go. Right click, guy. 75 grand. That should give us the ability to do an EVA. No, just resume. All right, so let's go back to the tracking center. We'll grab our rocket. All right, here's the tall prisoner. Yep. Buy that. Valentina's got the controls. Doing well. All right, so let's see if we can EVA her now. Yeah. Perfect. So right click on it. What do we need for? Yes, this is where the science really comes back. This is where you start getting a pretty decent amount. Can remove her helmet as she's in space. Don't suggest it. Do not suggest you do that. Alright, so we got her back on board. Beautiful. Alright, there we are. Look at that. So we could actually say, do we have enough power? Oh, we got some milestones. Very cool. Reach the surface. We return to the surface. We perform a spacewalk. Yes, we have. We are awesome. Alright. Let's take a look. Let us take a look. So, we really need to travel to the moon. To the moon. But, I don't have the science to do it. And we're on some weird angle. So I think what's going to happen, I think old Miss Valentina is going to take a little bit of a ride. She's just going to kind of chill for a little bit. I just want to make sure. How much power does she have? Still that 50. We really need to upgrade the power situation in our world, guys. Oh well, we'll get it. We'll get it next time, I suppose. We'll get some more science, you know. Alright, beautiful Valentina, just floating around the world. Perfect. Okay, so it's 9:30. I just gotta trying to set up, you know, time-wise, how we can do this. But I think right now is actually a pretty good moment to switch gears a little bit, and we're gonna jump into our galaxy, which is a really it's really cool. It's really cool. I love space, and I'm glad you guys can be here for it. But our galaxy, so we're gonna jump into that right after a very quick 2 minutes. As you guys know, that puppy's always needs attention, so gotta go check on the puppy and get a little stretch in. So give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. Thanks, guys. I love the music. Love how it sounds spooky. Hey, thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. I am back. We are watching Valentina's poor butt do little circles around the around Kerbin right now. She is the second Kerbin who's ever made it into space for our program. The other one, he's stuck. We'll have to go rescue him soon. But for now, he's just gonna kind of chill. He'll be the smartest man in our space program when he gets back. So he'll have all kinds of knowledge. But that poor Jeb. Poor Jeb is just rolling around in a spacecraft appropriately named the Prisoner because of its color. Yeah, he's stuck. Poor guy. Poor guy. But let us jump back in. So let's do a pretty quick recap, guys. Here we go. Let me give you something cool to look at since I pulled it up. There we go. So this is the galaxy. I really don't. Yeah, we're not doing that. There we go. Non-copyright stuff, right? So, what we talked about before, right? The first segment we talked about was the Earth. How was the Earth created? So the Earth was created 4.5 billion years ago. It was created from little particles of dust that eventually coalesced. They got attracted or energized by lightning and other things that happen because of friction, became rock, and grouped up enough to form enough of a sphere to where gravity actually took place, right? The Earth then got pelted by a bunch of different asteroids. It turned to molten lava. The molten lava phase of our Earth, very interesting, but when everything's lava, hard stuff floats to the goes to the center, right to the bottom, and lighter stuff floats to the top. So your iron all floated to the bottom. Well, that's cool. Well, we'll just not do that. Your iron all floats to the bottom, and it actually created the iron core that we have. That iron core is super important because it is what has given us our magnetic field. And our magnetic field is like a shield against all the bad stuff that the universe throws at us. Didn't have any water at that time, but when Jupiter and Saturn were making its way from the inner solar system to the outer, where they actually sit today, they disrupted everything in the solar system, including all the asteroids that were beyond that cold line that we talked about earlier. All those asteroids made their way into the inner solar system during the late heavy bombardment. Oh, that's it. Yeah, they made their way all to the center of the solar system and just pelted the Earth. So when that happened, it actually brought water to our Earth. So that's how we were formed. There was one more really big event in the Earth's life that really changed everything for us, gave us the ability to be here, and that was when a small planet named Theia, which was survived about 3.8 billion years ago, actually hit our Earth on a glancing blow, making the Earth bigger and creating the moon that we have today. That moon's super important, right? Because it creates tidally locked to us, which helped us slow our rotation, creating the 24-hour cycle that we have today, creating the seasons, allowing the water to move, slowing the storms that we had, right? Because if you're spinning really fast, you're gonna have a lot of real violent storms. So the moon was absolutely essential in the ability for us to be here on this Earth, and that's how the Earth was born. About 4.5 billion years of just a rough life. It was a rough go for a while there, but now we have this beautiful marble, they call it, that we live on. Then we went in and we talked about the sun and what is the importance of the sun. The sun is one of the most important things that there is, right? So let's take a look at it real quick. The sun creates elements. That is its biggest, most important function. It takes hydrogen, which is the most basic element in the universe, and it burns it. And as it burns it, it fuses into helium, and then into carbon, and then into oxygen, magnesium and neon, silicon, and then iron. Now, iron is the dead stop for all stars because it takes more energy to burn iron or to fuse iron than the next element provides to burn. So it's a deficit. As soon as it hits iron, it's about 1 day that star is going to die. It's going to go supernova. You're going to have a huge explosion. But this is the exact way that we have all these amazing elements in our world, is this situation right here. So the sun is hugely important in its development and creation of all the other elements on the periodic table beyond hydrogen and helium. So next time you look at the sun, you consider that about 5 billion years from now or so, 6 billion years or so, it's going to be blue. But we're not going to be here, unfortunately. So we're going to get destroyed pretty hardcore when the sun decides to take its final bow. But it's amazing how all this stuff kind of works together, right? Sun, stars actually create elements. Those elements get exploded into the universe, and we gather them up on our planets, right? They end up in our planets. They end up falling to onto our planets, and we find them in asteroids and stuff. So that's what we talked about before, but I thought it was really important because we need to know how a star gets to a point of a supernova, because the next thing we're going to talk about is black holes, and what is essentially my favorite star in our little world we have here. So let's look at Sagittarius A star and our Milky Way. So we're all really familiar with being able to look up at the sky, right, from the northern hemisphere and see this, right? And what this is the side view of our galaxy. So if you see how I'm running up and down here, so this thing is kind of tilted on its side, right? But we're all the way out here in the kind of the outskirts. And I'll show you where they believe we actually are. But I really like pictures of the Milky Way. I think the Milky Way is a beautiful thing to look at. So there you see it again, right? A little bit of different image. They might have used some kind of infrared or some other type of resolution for cameras or whatnot. But that's another picture of our galaxy that we exist in, the Milky Way galaxy. Let's take a look at the next one. So the cool thing is this is actually a picture of the Milky Way from Australia, which, if you know anything about Australia, being in the southern hemisphere, they have a whole different set of stars. But look at that, just a little bit different from what we see in the northern hemisphere, but still pretty amazing. You and I and everybody that we know are just floating around this big cloud of stuff, and there's something in the middle. It's amazing. 26,000 light years away, center of our galaxy, is one of the most amazing creation tools and destruction tools that there is in the universe. That's the black hole. So let's take a look, though. We talked about where we are when it comes to our galaxy. So you can see in this picture right here that you have all of these arms, right, that come off of the galaxy center as this thing spins around the black hole, right? It spins the same way as the sun, and the planets spin around the sun. So it's very similar, but the sun is also orbiting around this black hole, right? That's the sun's daddy. The sun's our daddy, and the sun's daddy is the black hole in the center of our galaxy, Sagittarius A star. So you can see we're about halfway out, right? We're out in the suburbs of our galaxy. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, because we don't get it's very violent in here, so it's pretty interesting though. But that's kind of where we sit when it comes to our galaxy and our place in it. Let's take another look. Let's take a look at some other stuff. All right, so scientists have been trying to get a picture, right? Just trying to see kind of what our galaxy is. So here's some other pictures. So you can see that they actually use some X-rays to get pictures of the center of our galaxy. That is obviously very far away, and it's very hard to see, right? Because you're having to look through all of that light and all those stars and all that cloud to try to see a picture of this. Essentially something that you can't see. And the reason I say that is because a black hole is so dense, it has so much gravity. The reason they call it a black hole is because it's so powerful, light can't even escape it. Light moves at what? I forget what the number is, 187,000 something feet per second or something. I forget what the number is. Just an amazing speed, right? Well, it can't escape a black hole. So it's really hard to actually photograph a black hole. But you can see that they've used some different techniques to try to figure out kind of where it is, you know. It's pretty cool. So let's take a look at this one. So this one's nice. Here you go. And it's called Sagittarius A star, right? Because it's inside of the Sagittarius section of our sky. Now, a couple of years ago, scientists were viewing our galaxy and they noticed something really interesting. What they noticed is something that's called Fermi bubbles. And I'll show you a picture of what that is. So a Fermi bubble is the aftermath, the clouded remnants of jets that will come out of an active black hole. So I'll show you what those jets look like. Let's take a look at that. So here's an idea of what jets coming out of a black hole look like. This is considered the active phase of a black hole. And by active, what it means is that it is actively consuming material. Our black hole currently in the Milky Way is quiet. It is in a quiescent, I believe is how they call it, state, which essentially means it's just kind of chilling. It's not necessarily eating a lot. So it's just kind of chilling, and it's in a real peaceful state right now. This is important because this is the difference between creation and destruction. And here's what I mean by that. When a black hole is active and it's shooting these jets into the air, you can imagine that force that shoots these jets in the air actually also shoots clouds all the way through the galaxy. And those clouds are superheated. Well, you have to have a certain temperature in order to have stars form. So when these jets are active, those clouds will superheat the inner portion of our galaxy and keep stars from forming. So stars will not form when these jets are active. But the nice thing about it is the outskirts actually causes stars to form. So that gas comes through, and like we talked before, where you have a cloud of gas in a nebula, and what does it take in order to take that cloud of gas and get it to a point where it actually becomes a star, right? Some kind of disruption, some kind of energetic activity has to happen in order for you to take a cloud of gas and turn it into a planet. You have to have something happen, right? A gush of wind. Typically in our case, you know, when you're looking at the universe, that event is a supernova, or something like this, right? Where your black hole is in an active state. It is eating and eating and eating, and it eats so sloppily that it just spews all of this extra material out into the universe and also through the galaxy. So in an active phase, you have destruction in the inner part of the galaxy, and you have creation in the outer part of the galaxy. This is very important. So what they saw when they were looking at our galaxy and these Fermi bubbles, what they realized was that we are not that far outside of that timeline when our black hole, Sagittarius A star, was actively feeding, right? Maybe, only a couple billion years ago. It's a huge amount of time, I know, but but it wasn't that long ago in the in the universe's timeline, right? Which is measured in billions of years, not obviously in our scale. But it just tells us that our black hole was active a fairly short period of time ago. But for right now, it's nice and quiet. The nice thing about the quiet stage is that you actually get star formation on the inside of the solar system also, as well as the outside. So right now, we're in a really good spot where the black hole is actually allowing us to create new stars. And of course, every new star, I mean, you can have planets around all of these, right? There's probably somebody looking up in the sky tonight, guys, saying, hey, I wonder if there's people out there. And it's us, right? We're the answer. We're the answer for them. They're the answer for us. It's the age-old question. Are we the only ones here? But our black hole is absolutely one of the most essential stars in our universe, in our galaxy. Without our black hole, we wouldn't be here. So this is a super important black star. Let's see. So we talked about the active stage and we looked at the jets. Now NASA has been trying to figure out a way to actually photograph this, but like we talked about before, it's really hard to photograph the center of our galaxy when we are on that same plane. So you're trying to look through all those stars and all that stuff, and you just can't get a good shot of it. But NASA has a telescope. Let's see, what was it called? I believe they used the Event Horizon Telescope. So the Event Horizon Telescope was actually created just so they could get a look at our black hole. So that was the original function, or the original purpose. Well, they realized that when they were trying to take a still picture. Oh, let me explain what the telescope is, because it's actually really neat. So in order to see something that far away and that energetic, I guess, or through all of that stuff that you're trying to look through, you essentially need a telescope the size of the Earth itself. And scientists, well, obviously you can't build a telescope the size of the Earth, right? But what you can do is you can tie together multiple telescopes around the Earth and essentially funnel them into one telescope, right? And that's what they did with the Event Horizon Telescope. They did look towards the center of our galaxy. They did take pictures of Sagittarius A star. But one of the problems is that when you're trying to take a still frame picture and your subject doesn't stay still. It's hard to get, it's always blurry, right? And Sagittarius A star is just banging. It's just banging inside of during his, as it's kind of spinning and doing its thing. It's just hammering everywhere. So it's not staying still. And so we weren't able to get any really good photos of it. But what they did do, which is really cool, is they turned that telescope to a cluster in the sky called M87. And they looked at what was called the M87 star. This came out, you guys might have heard it on the news. This came out in April of 2019. The first time that we as human beings have ever been able to photograph a black hole. So let's take a look at that. This was a huge step for humans and for science. And I know what you guys are saying. I mean, I know. I get it. Yeah, that thing is tiny. What are you talking about? Come on. But what you have to understand here is that this is profound. This is beyond profound. You are looking at an actual discontinuity of space-time itself by being able to see a black hole. I watched the video of how they actually got to this picture. You have to keep in mind that this picture isn't the whole galaxy. This isn't the whole Milky Way on its side, and we're just seeing some really blurry picture of it. No. This thing is zoomed in through the galaxy right to the black hole. So what you're seeing right here is the black hole creating the light around it as it feeds, as that gas hits nearly nearly the speed of light as it spins around that black hole, it creates a bunch of energy. That's where you get all that light. But we talk about black hole, you can't see light, right? You can't even see one. They're pretty much invisible. But we can see its shadow and we can see the results of its activity. And those results are this superheated gas that it's kind of eating and it's kind of spitting out. It's kind of like a baby, a baby eating, right? Not very neat. It's not gonna get all that gas, every time, right? You're gonna have a lot just kind of throwing itself out there. But that's kind of what causes the colors. But this is a hugely profound picture that we were able to take, and this thing is an amazing amount of distance away from us. But this right here it's the most amazing picture that they've ever been able to take. And it's simply you're looking through a gap in time. If you were to go to that black hole, time and everything would just stop. That's what they mean by discontinuity. It's not just a ripple in time. It's actually a hole in your timeline itself. It just doesn't exist. There is a nothingness that happens inside of a black hole. So for our scientists to actually be able to turn our telescopes into the universe and see a black hole, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I know I'm geeking out on, astronomy, but we're getting so close to just amazing breakthroughs based on our knowledge of our universe, of black hole in the center of our galaxy, of our stars themselves. So when you guys are looking up at the sky, you keep that in mind. Keep in mind how amazing and creative whatever this thing is that we're inside of, whether it be the Matrix or otherwise, actually is. It's amazing that this thing works the way it does. But it's pretty logical, right? A star creates all the elements that we use every day. Those same elements are the stuff that created our Earth, right? Rotations happen on big scales, small scales, and super huge scales, right? There's you got rotation even out in the universe. You got black holes coalescing into the center of clouds, creating galaxy, and all this stuff almost seems like it happens kind of by chance, but it really doesn't. These things are actually purposely moving around the universe. And it's pretty amazing. So hopefully you guys enjoy at least a little piece of that. I know I was amazed when they saw it. I was hoping the picture would be better. Yeah, I mean, we all wanted, what would be cooler than a perfect picture of a black hole? But what do you even know you're looking at, right? It's nothing you... I don't know if I would know if I but I don't think we've ever seen anything like it. What are you saying, Arya? Let me see. Don't have much time to talk, but love the black hole. Oh, dude, I really appreciate it, Arya. Yeah. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was geeked out when they found it. I mean, if you ever want to go back in time, that's where we got to go. All we got to do is, I don't know if we'll live through it though. I don't know if a black hole would be the best place for us to be as a human being. They do have something called spaghettification. So the gravity is so strong inside of a black hole that if you even get close to it, you'll just stretch. You'll just become a piece of spaghetti as you're going. I don't think that would be very pleasant. I love the black hole though. I'm glad you got a chance to hang out, Ari. I appreciate it. So the last thing I just wanted to say about the black hole was that there was actually some really interesting stuff that they found when they were looking at the center of our Milky Way, right? When they were looking at Sagittarius A star. And what they saw was some new elements being produced. And that's kind of where I think we're all in kind of agreement, I guess, or the scientific community is all in agreement, I suppose. By most of the heavier elements, right, are created by other things. Stars create everything up to about iron, nickel. But everything else is created by the collision of white dwarf stars, the collision of black holes, the collision of all kinds of other bodies. They have different effects against or versus say a star. So the cool thing though is when they were looking into our black hole, they actually found some things that I've only heard about in video games. They have found fountains of antimatter. Fountains of antimatter. Now, antimatter doesn't just exist in Star Trek, right? Antimatter is a true fundamental element, but it's the opposite of regular matter. The problem with that is that 1 ounce of antimatter, 1 ounce of regular matter put together creates an explosion that is equivalent to a megaton of energy. So it is so violent. But one of the ways you create antimatter is from white dwarfs. So there's actually a new belief that around our black hole are a bunch of small white dwarfs. And every 2,000 years, scientists have noticed that, I don't know how they do it, but you can turn back time when you talk about astronomy. It's really cool what they can do with computers, of course. But they pretty much believe that every 2,000 years, 2 white dwarfs are coming together, creating a supernova, and that the material it creates is called titanium-44. Titanium-44 decays into antimatter. So we're still learning kind of what's going on in the galactic center of the Milky Way, but it's creating some elements that I think we as humans just aren't ready for. But we're getting there. I just thought that was interesting. I thought that was, because the only place I've ever seen antimatter was like No Man's Sky. So, but yeah, it's being created in the somewhat the center of our galaxy. They thought at first that it could have been created by the black hole, but they came to realize the black hole doesn't create titanium-44. Only white dwarfs do. So that's kind of how they leaped to that strip, or got to that point, I guess. What else do we have? And that's it. Yay, we got through it. So that is the section on black holes. So I hope that with 3 sections and us talking about the creation of the Earth and us talking about how the sun, how stars create elements and then supernova, right? And then how that supernova in a large star becomes a black hole, and then how our black hole actually affects life and creation and the formation of stars. It's an amazing full circle journey of I mean, everything just works, right? Everything just logically works the same way, even as you scale it up. At one point we looked up at the sky and saw gods, right? We didn't understand it. And now we're to the point where we're beginning to understand the inner workings of the inside of our galaxy, the inside of our black hole, the inside of our sun. We're in amazing times. I hope I get a chance to go to space. That's like my bucket list item for sure. I just want to go to space once. I can die right there. I don't care. It would be the ultimate. So I hope you guys enjoyed the geeking out. We have one more segment. It's 10:07. We could, the next segment's the one you guys have been waiting for, though, right? The pictures of all the nebula, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. The nebulas are really cool. But I tell you what, how about we jump back to Kerbal, and maybe we get Valentina home, right? We spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and we get Valentina home, and then we'll come back and we will look at the nebulas that I've put together for us. That should be about 30 minutes or so. I think that sounds like a good plan. Hopefully you guys agree. Really appreciate everybody for hanging out today. Thank you so much. I don't have any volume in my headset still. Okay, the music is still going. Good. Good. That'd been embarrassing. All right, so let's see. Let's get Valentina home real quick. And then, all right, so, okay, so we're still on the desktop there for, okay. Oh, we're in a dead spin. Oh, well, that's good. Okay, so let's stop our spin here. Valentina, get this under control, girl. Come on. She's in a spin. She's having a great time. Look at her. She's just having a great time. Look at her. I wish I could see her face. Just looking out here. Look at that. The view. There you go. Good job. Good for you, Valentina. Alright, so let's see. Let's see if we can get her. I don't think. Do we have any power? I think we're out of power too. Oh yeah, we're out of power. Okay, so poor Valentina. Whoops, easy there. I don't think we can take another EVA report. We'll try it. I don't think she'll get back in though. She did. Oh, okay. So she's just boarding it. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's get her home. And then we can do. Alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, we have no power, so well, things are still working though. Oh, we do have power, we just didn't turn it on. But we have about 33. It's not a lot, guys. Not at all. I wish we had more power. We need more power. Next time, next rocket we build, we have to have more power. More power. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a backwards burn, right? And let's lower our orbit. So that's gonna allow us to re-enter. This is horribly over-engineered. We didn't need all of this at all. There we go. Now we can just be in our little capsule. That'll be a lot easier to get to the ground, you know. Okay, so we're over Earth or over Kerbal. No? All right, we're just gonna hammer this gas. We might as well use all of our fuel. We don't really want to come down with all that extra weight. I mean, we might stop on top of this mountain if we burn all this fuel though. Let's see what's happening with our. Okay, so here's our. As you can see our orbits coming in. Oh, can't really see that because I'm in the way. Here, let me move it. There we go. See our orbit coming down. So we're about to land. It looks like we're gonna land right on that mountain. That would not be good. Alright, so let's see what's what. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Oh, well, we have that. We might as well use it, you know? There we go. We got a little bit of technology. My people aren't completely dumb. Thankfully. My phone's been really stupid tonight, though, for some reason. Keeps just, like, powering off. It's like at 100%. All yesterday, or whatever it was, when I streamed. Worked fine. Always something. Tell you, if you can't deal with challenges in life, whew, you are not equipped for this world. All right, that's fine. I think let's get into orbit. There we go. Now, I'm gonna burn the rest of this fuel as we get closer. I don't want to land on a mountain. Mountains are dangerous. You tend to roll off. 50,000, 40,000. Okay, so there we come. I think that's about a perfect spot right there. Let's go. Fire it up. See if we can't shallow this up so we don't land on this mountain. I feel like we're gonna land on the mountain anyway. Yeah, we'll see. See what happens. We already stranded one person in space. We kill another one. Oh well. Yes, I don't want Valentina to die though. She's my favorite. She's my favorite. Right on the damn mountain. Oh, oh. Probably don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, that's how it's just gonna be. Alright, we're just gonna have to do that. We have no choices. We cannot risk it. I hope that thing doesn't come down and land on our head. Alright. So let's do this. Let's make sure this pressure's way high on this thing. There we go. Why? Oh, because of 0.4. There we go. Alright. And then we will... Let's get rid of our... Run test. Yeah, let's run the test. Oh well. Alright, we'll get rid of that. And then let's speed us up because we're just going to have to land on this mountain. Hopefully we land on a flat spot. It actually looks like we might. Which is interesting. Alright. We're trying to speed it up right now, guys. So that we can land. It's Valentina coming back to her Earth. Back to her world. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, because we're over the mountains. Oh, we need to get an EVA of this? Oh, yeah. We need to get a crew report. Oh, we can't have one because we already have one. That's fine. I think we got two. I think we're going to get a pretty decent amount of science out of this. This could be bumpy. Go. Here we go. Valentina, you can do it. I think we're actually golden. I think this is perfect. Usually every time I land on a mountain, I just roll down it. End up blowing up. Coming in hot. Oh, there it is. Yeah, she did it. All right. Good job. Good job, girl. Way to do it. To be the boss here. All right. So I wonder, can I get a sample? No. Nope. I want to let go. There. Can we get a sample? I wonder if we can do the sample. Plant flag. Oh, need to plant the flag. We're on our own planet. Alright. Get back in our capsule so we can recover her. Maybe. F, grab. There you go. Alright, so we'll recover her and let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. This should be fun. Okay. We only got 40 out of that? I mean, we didn't really spend a whole lot of time making sure she was getting all the science. Plus, we didn't have any batteries. That's kind of a bummer. But we got 53 science, which means we can unlock one more of these guys. Basic science is probably one that we talked about needing, right? Because that gives us batteries. That also gives us this Sputnik thing. Now is this? Yeah, so this is okay. So this is unmanned. So this gives us our first robot. So we can actually build a robotic thing to go save our buddy. We need to save him. Poor guy. Poor Jeb, just hanging out in space. Yeah, so I think we're going to do that. And then that way we can add some power, right? That way when we get science, we can send it back home instead of just having to come home. That'll be a lot more efficient for our little scientific endeavors here. For our little rocket station, our little rocket company. Right now we're poor. We got $140,000. We got 8 science. We're not very advanced. Ooh, it's rough. It's rough starting a space program. But if you guys haven't played this game, Kerbal is absolutely amazing. It uses real life physics, real life kind of orbits, very similar to what you'd have to do to get off of our Earth if you were to launch a rocket. Very fun, very challenging, but definitely it helps the creative side. That is for sure. Kerbal is a great game. There's a new one coming out in 2021. I'm very, very excited for it. Very excited. I like space, as you can probably tell from the whole episode. But regarding the whole episode, let's get to the main one. What we got? It's 10:18. Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll do that now. Does that sound good to you? If it sounds good to you guys, everybody thumbs up. Perfect. Alright, let's see. I don't think we need to save. It just saves automatically for you. Here we go. Run or bust. And the poor guy put his thing right into the ground. I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. Or well, he probably made it. He just didn't. He didn't get off the rock. It's better than us then. Or well, actually, it's probably worse than what we did, right? At least our guy's in space near our planet. At least he's not stuck on the moon. All right. Back. I'll quit. We'll quit the game. That's fine. It's all. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make sure that we have all of our nebulas ready to go. But let's see. I have something. Where's my little, let's do this. Earth. Let's look at Earth. I don't know if this will hold. It's always silly. This is what we're gonna do. Oh, it's fast forwarded. That's interesting. All right. I will be right back. Oh wow, it's not working right. Yeah. There we go. I'll be right back. Enjoy the Earth as it rotates. I'll be back in about a minute, and we will dig into the world of nebula, whatever. It's AE. That's how it's spelled if you do it plural, I guess. Or you could just call it nebulous. So, but we're going to dig into nebula and look at some of the most amazing pictures in the universe that there are. Give me 1 minute, and I'll be right back, guys. Hello, everyone. All right, we are back. Switch over to the live. Hey guys. All right, we are here. We have made it. We made it through Space Day to the absolute time when that everybody's been waiting for. I've been waiting for it for sure. We're gonna look at nebula. Now, we talked about what nebula are, right? Stellar nurseries. Amazing, amazing things. The beginning of life, beginning of stars, the beginning of, I mean, it was our beginning, right? So, but these things form in some amazing ways. I really think you guys are going to enjoy this. Let's go ahead and start, and then we can go ahead and we can look at some other ones too, if we have some extra time. But let's take a look. All right. So this one is really cool. So this is the Boomerang Nebula. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, well, maybe use the right. We'll use the other mouse. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That is a stellar nursery. It's a lot of gas right there. All it takes is just a little bit of a nudge, and this thing's gonna light up like a Christmas tree. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So cool. So that's the Boomerang Nebula. All right. Let's back up. Always messes. I hate the picture. Pictures rough to work with. Tabs. Okay. Here's the next one. Look at this thing. Now, if you didn't see the name, you could take a guess. What do you think this would be named? What would you name this thing? Isn't that cool, though? All that possible life right. Stellar Nursery. This is the Bubble Nebula. Kind of fitting, right? Kind of fitting. Look at that. Isn't that cool? How something just in our universe can be created and look this beautiful. So cool. All right. Cool. Let's move on. Let's go to the next one, guys. Ooh. Well, the name's on there, so there's no sense of me telling you or asking you what the name is. But yeah, so this is the Butterfly Nebula. Now, a lot of these pictures were taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. Hubble has taken some just amazing photos out there. But this is the Butterfly Nebula. Isn't this amazing? This is so beautiful. It's how it has all that cloud, all that potential. Just a ton of potential right there, guys. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I mean, we did man-made on Tuesday, right? This is another step. This is beyond what man could ever create here. Simply amazing. That's the Butterfly Nebula. All right, let's look at the next one. So this is the Carina Nebula. Now you can see it's all this. I mean, there's a lot. It's a big boy. I have another picture you can see. A little bit clearer, a little bit better, I think. Let's see the second one, the Carina. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Just want to make sure I'm not in the way, guys. Here we go. I actually have this set up too, so that you can see the name without the stupid yellow. There we go. Look at that. There we go. I always got to have the branding correct. Look at that thing. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? This is the Carina Nebula. Look at that. Look at that. Just amazing that just natural stuff, right? Natural stuff that happens, natural phenomena. One supernova can explode and push this gas, and all of a sudden you have brand new solar systems, brand new life being lit up into the world. You know, tons of stars. That's so cool. So cool. Carina Nebula. All right, let's see. Let's check out the next one. This one's cool. Look at that. Now, what would you call that one? I know what I would call that one. It's like a bottle. But isn't that? This is the Cone Nebula. You can see that it almost looks like this nebula has had that energetic scenario happen to it, where a supernova somewhere else, right, has pushed into this, and all these blue specks are brand new stars lighting up into existence. And that is something that you may notice, guys, if you're actually looking up at the sky, or you get a chance to go to a planetarium or something like that and see the nebulas or even galaxies, you know, all the different galaxies out there. Red galaxies, old, ancient, dead. Blue galaxies, young, vibrant, alive. That is pretty much the rule of thumb when it comes to a galaxy, its color. So, a little interesting thing to know. But you can see all these fresh blue stars, right? You know, just starting to pop into existence. Pretty amazing stuff. That's the Cone Nebula. Now this next one's got a sweet name. Look at that. So this is called the Dragon. You can kind of see why. Kind of looks like almost like a seahorse, but kind of a dragon kind of there. I guess you got to be kind of creative, you know. You got to kind of squint at it a little bit. But yeah, so this is the Dragon Nebula. That's so beautiful, though. A bunch of, it's like maybe it was just the color spectrum. Red stars in that area. Look at that. There. The Dragon Nebula. Alright. This next one's got a crazy name. This is called the Dumbbell Nebula. Very simple, all right? But just beautiful colors. Almost like a painting. I mean, you could have any of these pictures could be painting. Well, some people would think they were just like blotches of paint. The others of us would be in awe of just being able to see nebula up close. Look at how beautiful. This is the dumbbell. Dumbbell. All right. So this one has the craziest name I've seen yet when it comes to a nebula. This thing is called the Dying Rotten Egg Nebula. I'm not kidding. The Dying Rotten Egg Nebula. But look how cool that is. It looks like a spaceship, you know? Look at this thing. But just look at all the energy. You know, you can see the light, right? That light just means energy. It almost makes me feel like this thing has got some activity inside it. It's got some formation going. Look at how cool that is. Weird name, but really cool nebula. Dying Rotten Egg Nebula. I love it. So ludicrous, the names. I think they just let people know, you know, what's it look like? Oh, like a rotten egg. I don't know how you get that out of seeing that picture. Beautiful though. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of reminds me of like an old piece of glass work, you know? Like here's its top, and then here's the rest of the bottle. That's really cool. That's life right there, guys. Life. Any moment. But who knows, right? Because when we're looking at stars, when we're looking at nebula, we are looking into the past. And the reason you say that is because it takes light a long time to get to us. So when we were looking at the M37 star, right, the one that NASA took of the black hole, that was a picture from millions or billions of years ago, right? If we were there today, it may not exist anymore. So you have to always keep that in mind, that when you guys are looking at the stars, you're looking back in time. You know, when you're looking at Betelgeuse, which is the star everybody's waiting to go supernova, right? Because it's there. It's pretty much about ready to go supernova. You're still looking back in time, looking thousands of years ago, or millions of years in some cases. So, if you ever wanted to be a time traveler, all you gotta do is look at the star above you, and you have just traveled through time. Rotten Egg Nebula. All right, let's move on. That one's cool though. That one's really cool. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. That's cool. So this is the Eagle Nebula. I think we looked at it a little earlier when we were kind of explaining what a nebula was, right? But look at that. Isn't that cool? So one of the things inside the Eagle Nebula, I just want to make sure I don't. What these are called, so this is actually called the Pillars of Creation. You may have heard that if you're a science buff at all. But the Eagle Nebula and the Pillars of Creation are kind of one and the same, right? The whole nebula is the eagle, but these right here I call the Pillars of Creation. And it's actually really interesting because they actually observed a supernova that exploded behind this nebula, and they're watching as that cloud is actually making its way towards that nebula. And so it's likely, now we're talking millions of years, right? But it's likely that at some point in our history, we're going to look up at this nebula, and that wave of gas that's coming from that supernova is going to push this all away. This is going to be gone, but it's going to be replaced with brand new stars, brand new life, brand new solar system, new black holes, right? All kinds of stuff. That's the Eagle Nebula. Isn't that cool, guys? So pretty. I would definitely put this painting on my wall without a doubt. All right, so that was the Eagle Nebula. Did we zoom in or something? We must have. All right, let's go. All right, don't look, don't look, don't look. Okay. Don't look. Oh, look at this one. Isn't that cool? It looks like the iris of an eye. Isn't it? It looks like an eyeball. This is the Helix Nebula. We have one more picture of this one. Isn't that cool? So pretty. Like you're staring into the face of somebody's face. Right into their eyeball. Yep. So this is the Helix Nebula. Let's look at the next picture of the Helix Nebula. There it is. So you can see probably just different wavelengths, you know. You're taking one with X-ray vision or X-ray capability, or maybe, you know, looking at different like gamma rays or something. I don't know exactly how they take all these pictures. Or infrared, I suppose, would be one way you take a lot of these pictures. But yeah, so this is the Helix Nebula. Very pretty. All those colors and all right, let's see. Can you take a guess at what this one's called? This is named very appropriately. This right here is called the Horsehead. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Red little horse column. You know, these are probably millions of light years, thousands of light years. Look at that. That's the Horsehead. All right, let's see what's the next one. Oh, look at all the colors. That's pretty. This thing's called the Hourglass Nebula. I don't know exactly. Maybe from like further out, it kind of looks like inner point of that hour. Sure. But isn't that's amazing? That is simply amazing. So cool. That is so cool. The Hourglass Nebula. So pretty. Okay. This is the M78 Nebula. I mean, it looks like a painting, you know? Look at just all the detail. It's amazing that this just is created through natural methods. Just clouds of gas coming together. They show on different, you know, the colors show on different spectrums for us, depending on what the gas is, right? You know, I believe blue is like a lot of hydrogen. So, a lot of that right there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. So that one was the M78 Nebula. Yep, same one, the same cluster of, or the same location in the sky. They took that black hole. Look at that. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Sorry, that was M37. Make sure we get that right. Different. M78, M37. Sorry, inaccuracy. That's pretty though. No matter what, no matter where this is located, this is pretty. And it's all life. It's amazing to me. Any moment. It actually probably already happened. This thing's probably long gone. There's probably solar systems and planets and people and, you know, flying spaceships and stuff. Who knows? It happened millions of years ago. Isn't that cool? That's the M78. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. This is the Omega Nebula. There. Kind of looks like waves crashing on the beach. Look at that. The Omega Nebula. All that dust. You have to remember that this dust is so spread out, right? So sparse that it would take a mountain of this dust coalesce down just to make a rock. So it takes a lot of material to actually form a star or form a planet. But there's a ton of it out there, as you can tell. But yeah, isn't that's a that was the Omega Nebula. The next one is a combination. So this next one is Orion Nebula and the Running Man. And the Running Man is actually really cool. So this is Orion right here. But you can kind of see the Running Man himself inside of the nebula. Yeah, so this is the Running Man Nebula. It's sitting next to the Orion. Isn't that cool? Two stellar nurseries right next to each other. They are virtual neighbors. That's where Star Wars happened there. In a galaxy. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So this is the Orion Nebula. This is a picture of just the Orion Nebula. And of course, this is the one that you will see when you look up at the sky. You look at the Orion. What do you call it? The things in the sky, stars, the constellation. Yeah, when you look at Orion, the Orion constellation, and you look at the belt, right? There's the stellar nursery right underneath the belt. Well, that's this. The Orion Nebula. Very, very cool. So pretty. A little baseball. Makes me want to see baseball. That's so. All right, let's go ahead and move past the Orion Nebula. This next one's fun. This is for the video game freaks out there. I don't see it, but this is called the Pac-Man Nebula. I don't really see the Pac-Man. Maybe you need a different perspective. I don't know. Pretty though. There's stuff going on. All this cloud, right? It's ready to become stars. Look at all that. Very, very cool. Isn't that pretty? Amazing. Just amazing. So the Pac-Man Nebula. All right, let's move on. This is called, now this one's pretty. It seems very simple, but I love the name. This is the Reflection Nebula. It seems very simple, right? Simple, elegant. I'll tell you, our universe has an elegant design. Amazing stuff. This is the Reflection Nebula. All right, let's move on. Let's see what the next one. All right, so this is the Ring Nebula. This is cool. Nice blues and got some heads in the center. Pretty. That thing is just ready. It's ready to break into life. The Ring Nebula. Okay. And this next one will teach you how to speak different languages. This is the Rosetta Nebula. Just kidding. It won't teach you how to speak any other languages, guys. So yeah, this is the Rosetta Nebula. Look at this thing. This is beautiful. Just amazing. Just amazing. Wow. How that cloud moves into the spire too. Just waiting for a spark. Give me a spark, Daddy. I probably should have said. I guess it. Hey, McNutta, how you doing tonight, brother? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you, sir. I hope you're a sir. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. I apologize. But yeah, we're checking out some nebula. Um, we did a whole space night tonight. Talked about how the Earth was created, and we talked about the sun being created, and then and the elements, how the elements are all created in our universe. And then we looked at the black hole inside the center of our galaxy and its creative and destructive abilities. And now we're finishing up by looking at some stellar nurseries, different nebula out there in the universe. Just to kind of get, just trying to expand ourselves a little bit, Give us a little bit of taste of real beauty out there. It's amazing though what just happens naturally. But man, it's good to see you. Look at this thing. This is who said this one was? The Rosetta. Oh yeah, this one teaches you Spanish. This is the Rosetta Nebula. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? So cool. So cool. Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next one. This one has a soul. So this is called the Soul Nebula. Obviously, you can tell. I can kind of tell that this was taken with like infrared light, right? Because I don't see all this green when you see the sky. But maybe it's inside the nebula. Maybe it is green. I'm not 100% sure. All I can say is that it's amazing. Just as simply amazing. Look at that. Life. Waiting to pop. That's so cool. That's the Soul Nebula. It's got like little hands reaching out, right? Get your soul. I don't know how they come up with the names of these things, but pretty damn amazing. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's the next one coming up makes me laugh. So the name, whoever named it is out of there. Just awesome. Look at this thing though. This thing looks like a stinking painting. Right? There's no way that this is real. This is a rendering for sure. It's not. This is called, get this, Statue of Liberty Nebula. It has an official name, but that's what it's known by. Statue of Liberty Nebula. But isn't that cool? Like, look at how you tell me how you can get cloud to form like that. But then again, I guess, you know what? It happens all the time, right? Like we look up at the sky, and we see clouds, and they just happen to move into formations that seem familiar to us. So all possibilities are out there, right? Especially in space, considering that there's millions and millions and millions of stars and stuff. Just amazing how small we are compared to how big the universe is. But the Statue of Liberty Nebula, isn't that cool? Just so cool. Very, very cool. All right, I got one more. I got one more on my list, and this one is the tarantula. Not really hard to tell, right? But I guess you kind of see a spider in the middle of it. I thought it was cool though, just because it's got cool colors, cool designs. Some darks in there. Obviously, you got some high energy areas. Something's going on. Something's making light. Look at all those stars. Look at that. Look at that. Very cool. Nebulas are awesome. I'm telling you. Listen, we'll go back through them real quick, and we'll take a quick gander. So so that was Tarantula, Statue of Liberty. Here's the Soul. Oh yeah, Soul. Here's the Rosetta Nebula. Here's the Ring Nebula. Sorry, I might as well just pull this piece of paper up to my face. Here's the Reflection Nebula. This is Pac-Man. Pac-Man Nebula. That was cool. That's Orion right there. That's the Orion Nebula. And this is Orion next to Running Man. This is the Running Man Nebula. And then you have Omega. So busy. And then you have M78. That's really pretty. That is super. And the Hourglass. That's amazing. That's just brilliance right there. That's, yeah. I feel like I'd get a painting of that, but I still wouldn't know what the hell it is. You know? Oh, guess what that one's called? Horsehead Nebula. Yeah, that's the Horsehead Nebula. And then we have two views of the Helix Nebula. Here's one, and then here's the second one. They're just taken with different exposure types. One was taken with X-rays or something. And then here's the Eagle Nebula. These are the pillars of creation. Very so pretty. So pretty. And this has got the best name ever. Dying Rotten Egg Nebula. Looks like a spaceship. That's the Dying Rotten Egg Nebula. And then here is the Dumbbell Nebula. That's pretty. Simple, but pretty, you know? And then the Dragon Nebula. Isn't that cool? All that gas. Just wait. Just wait and the spark into life. And then we have the Cone Nebula. That's really cool too. It's really, really cool. And then we have Carina. Carina's beautiful. It's a beautiful one. Look at that. Let's look. We are looking back into time. And then you have the Butterfly. Oh no, this is Carina again. Sorry. Here's the Butterfly Nebula. That's awesome. That's fantastic. And the Bubble Nebula. And then last but not least, the Boomerang Nebula. Isn't that cool? All those colors. So obviously you're taking, I have a feeling they're taking this. I don't know. Some kind, I mean, I don't know what they would use to do that. I don't think it would be X-rays, right? I don't think X-rays are going to give you lots of colors. I would imagine it's some kind of a light spectrum filter. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible that all these colors are coming off of this nebula. Right? As we discussed, right? Colors kind of dictate the element that's putting it, or that the light's passing through. So your blues are typically hydrogen, and it gets closer to the red scale, right? As the elements get dark. That's actually how you figure out if a planet you're looking at from far, far away has an atmosphere, right? You can see the color coming through the little bit of sliver of atmosphere, and you can see, and you can look at that color spectrum. You can say, oh, it's blue-green, so that means the atmosphere is full of hydrogen, helium, and whatever. So that's kind of how they actually tell what the composition of a body is out in space. There's one more thing I want to look at though, guys, and I just want to get some kind of perspective of the universe in itself, because we haven't talked about really at all about just our, like, how big it is, right? How big everything is, and we need to at least have that perspective. Because for us to look at our galaxy and then look at a couple of nebulas doesn't tell you how much opportunity there is out there for life, but these kind of pictures do. And so I hate it when it does that. I'll try not to let it do that. So what you're looking at here, try to zoom in without screwing everything up, guys. So what you're looking at here is thousands and millions of galaxies, right? the Milky Way we're sitting in. 1, 2, 3. I mean, and it keeps going. Going, look, there's millions upon millions of galaxies, which include trillions and trillions of stars. So if you're ever having a conversation and somebody wants to argue about life outside of our planet, it's I mean, the numbers tell you that we don't have any choice, right? There's other beings out there doing the exact same thing you and I and the rest of us do, looking up at the sky, wondering if there's somebody else out there. Well, there is. We're the answer for each other. Look at these guys. This is just, so I mean, you see a nebula there, right? Then you see a galaxy. See? Galaxy, galaxy, galaxy. Look at all these things. Millions. That's Andromeda. So Andromeda is going to crash into us in several billion years, I guess. And its black hole will actually coalesce with our black hole. And will throw lots of stars out into the world. That'll be a violent event. I don't think I want to be here for that. But let's see. So let's check it. I really want, so it's kind of, this is kind of what we have. It almost looks like soup, right? Kind of crap on top. But this is what, this just should give you an idea of the scope, right? You think about distances, and we're on the Earth, and it takes 6 minutes for the light from the sun to get to us. 8 minutes, actually. So you have that distance to the sun, right? It'll take us several months, if not years. I think it's several years, actually, to get to the sun. And then to get outside of our galaxy. And then to get from there to another galaxy. As the whole thing is actually expanding. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for us to explore it all. But I tell you, it gives us everything we could ever ask for as explorers. I don't know what the word is. Our Lewis and Clark type of exploration. Just the fact and the need that we want to learn and do everything. So we are a small part of it. We're all space dust. And it all comes from right here. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out and checking out Space Day with me. I really feel that this is probably part 1, just because we barely touched this. We barely scratched the surface. To be honest, we didn't talk about any other galaxies. We didn't even talk about some of the other phenomena that happens in the universe. We didn't talk about how the universe is expanding. And the difference between what we can see and what's actually out there, our observable universe. So there's a lot of information available when it comes to space and when it comes to this type of stuff. And I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue it. But I definitely appreciate you guys stopping by today. That is going to do it for me. We are getting to that time. It's right on 11 o'clock Eastern. And that's, got another work day. One more work day this week, guys. We're already to Friday. We're there. It's the weekend. Let's go. But we'll be back on this weekend. Probably Saturday is going to be an interesting day. I know it's on the schedule, and I'm going to try to stream, and we're going to play Sea of Thieves, certainly. But I have my 9-year-old nephew, and so he can't be on stream, right? You know how 9-year-olds are. So we'll see how much attention he can be without while we game on Saturday. But we'll definitely be back on Saturday, and then we'll maintain our regular schedule as we get into it. But thank you guys all. I really, really appreciate it. Appreciate you guys stopping by and checking it out. So you guys have a great night. And let's see. I think we're just going to go ahead and end. If you're interested at all, I will say this as a little shout out. If you're ever interested in the actual functionality or understanding and learning about rockets themselves, EJSA. Bottom line, EJSA. Go follow him. The guy is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to rocketry and NASA and everything else going on when it comes to rockets. So you guys are interested in that. But I appreciate you guys hanging. Appreciate you guys coming and seeing me. And it's cool. Really cool. So we'll end right there. You guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you on Saturday. All right, guys. Take care. See if we can hit the right button. Probably not. There we go. We'll call that a goodbye. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.